necessity. Unlike the current president, it was not a decision that would enrich his family.
We're live, guys.
Rather, it was a decision made out of love for this country and a deep concern for America's future.
Hey, that's not Tulsi or Vivek. What the hell?
Well, let me interrupt and just say I want to welcome everybody here to a special weather report. Today we are going to
that there would be a huge price to pay,
the acceptance speech for Donald Trump as he gets nominated for the Republican candidate for the president of the United States. And right now we're going to listen into what Eric Trump has to say.
Company, a company that I run today. The efforts to cancel us, to silence him.
Also, the chat room is open.
Speech, and to drag him through every radical left courthouse in America. To take his life. Yet through it all, he's shown unwavering courage and determination, not just in public, but in every private conversation with me and our family. He stood tall, fueled not by personal ambition, but by a profound love for this country.
Oh, a kid in there is
and
cracking
a love
me up.
for all of you, the American people. That man is my
She's
father.
Gonna go for the nose.
That man is the 45th
Just yawning and looking all
and
around
soon to
like,
be
what the hell am I
47th
doing
president.
Fucking 10 o'clock at night, of course.
No.
That man is Donald J. Trump.
So I just want to make an announcement here real quick. I brought pizza with me for the show. To, you know, instead of popcorn in a movie, it's pizza in a movie. And I normally don't eat on the live streams, but, you know, I got home late from the gym and I'm fucking hungry.
Well, shit, I should have brought the Harco special, which is pork rinds.
Pork rinds.
Pass me over a piece, dude. Pass me over
I've got it. Also, I have an announcement.
Look at that thin crust pizza.
I don't like thin crust. I like the Chicago style.
That's what she said.
Can you guys hear me?
You can have her.
Yeah, Ken, we can hear you. We're just trying not to.
All right. Yeah, I know, that's good. So I'm still on the road here. I'm going to have to, when I get home, I'm going to butt out for a little while and pop back in. So that's my
Sounds like a
special
plan.
announcement for that. Hey.
We'll let you there, Slacker. No problem.
Hey, Ken,
That's
just want to let you know that I sold one of the thumbs up.
Did you? Awesome.
Yep.
So you got my order.
You don't want the middle finger, Ken? What the fuck?
So
The middle
I got
finger
some
one's
more
much better.
I like the thumbs up one. It's just way more in your face. Because the thumbs up is saying fuck you, like you actually pissed me off. Thumbs up is like saying fuck, I don't even give a shit that you shot me. Fuck off.
Well, and like I was saying this morning, Ken, everybody that orders one of these mugs is getting a free sticker too.
Damn straight.
So
Well, I got some more work for you, Jason.
That's
the Horrible Designs deal.
I'll have some more work for you, Jason. And Chris, I was at my Lincoln board meeting tonight where we were talking about the stuff that you're doing too. So it's we've got. I just got to find some way of making Bruce some money, and we'll. I've got all three of you going.
Well,
you know what? I make money by getting you guys some exposure. So I mean, you know, the millions and millions of people that listen to this podcast and view this podcast are just going to bring you guys riches upon riches. And when I'm old and feeble, then I will call on you.
Exactly.
Someday I will call on you for a favor.
Because with the three of us, we can push them right off the boat.
So, Ken, speaking of your Lincoln thing, did you talk to Tina tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's all fired up. She goes, I got to check the colors more. I got a shirt from them, and it's really pink. She goes, it was my fault because I just, I don't know. There's so many different pinks. I didn't know what to choose. I said, spray a little bleach on it.
I haven't pressed it yet. She can always change her order.
Oh, all right. Well, we can tell her that. I'll see her. She's around this weekend.
Okay.
So she'll be there.
Just a reminder for those of you guys that are viewing in the live audience, we really appreciate you guys coming in and watching us. The comments are open, so if you're I guess if you're on YouTube or on Rumble or I think Facebook, you can put in comments and stuff like that. So
we'll
be monitoring that. But mainly we're here to hear Donald Trump and his speech, his acceptance speech, and we actually expect it to be a real fiery speech, but there's some other things going on in the background, like Biden's got COVID, and does he really have COVID, or is he going to bow out of the race? What's going to happen? He says he's going to be back on
It's an excuse.
the campaign trail next week, but we'll see. The big wigs are asking for him to step down now. So the bigger the ask, the more defiant he looks to be coming. But we're really looking forward to listening to Donald Trump, see what he has to say. And this is a special report by us, and we just appreciate you being here. So sit back and listen to it, because we're not going to be doing too much him and hum during his speech. And we'll be doing commentary before and after, so just kind of stick around and
during
and
in the
stay around.
comments. In the comments
and
field
this-
during, that's where the war will take place.
Right. And this is you're invited to. This is what we do on Thursday nights. This is our therapy session, and Trump just happens to be a part of our therapy session today. So welcome to the party.
And see, I watched the JD Vance speech from the RNC. I watched that earlier today, and I checked that out, and then the Donald Trump Jr. one, and only a little bit of Donald Trump Jr. one. And like the theme that they are running with, I'm sure if we were listening to Eric right now, I'd be saying the same thing. He got shot and he stood there with his fist in the air. Like that's the whole thing they're running with. And that's the one thing I said.
Don't overdo it.
Well, that's true. Don't overdo it, but they're going to, because, they don't know how not to. But the thing is that they're going to, like, I mean, look, what do you mean don't overdo it? They're going to. Look at the fuck they did with the election shit.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised nobody's wearing an ear patch tonight. So I was going to put one on, but I didn't. But I expect Ken to have one when he gets into his tiki bar, and I expect him to come in with an ear patch.
I should strap if I had one of those My Pillows still, I'd strap that on the side of my head.
Oh, it's so good. That is so good.
I got one on each ear right now.
I think that's your next piece of swag. There is a bloody ear patch. I think that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Instead of the mask.
Yeah.
Mr. MAGA's mask.
It should just be a mask though that you wear sideways in your head.
Incredible movement.
That's easy to do.
They're terrified of it.
Yep.
They're terrified of you.
So you know
So
what
do
I'm
you
doing?
think? So which Trump is coming tonight? I hear that he's not going to say Biden's name at all, because they've had to scrap the 20-page speech that he had, and he's got a new speech. So apparently he's not going to be doing a teleprompter. He's not a teleprompter guy. So
he kind of goes on and off of it.
Yeah. Do we expect the fiery Trump, the one that was shaking his fist in the air, or the subdued Trump, the CNN Trump, or what are we looking at tonight? What do you think?
I think subdued.
I think he's going to be somewhat subdued, and then the Trump card comes out, and he's going to rile everyone up at the end. And,
basically,
yeah, I don't see him being fiery. I see him. I mean, look at him. He looks like he's about to fall asleep. Like, I see him being really, really chill and like subdued, because since he's gotten shot, he's been like, we need to bring unity, and he's brought it down. Like everybody's brought it down, but he's brought it down as well too. And so
it would be nice to see that.
I think that's what he's going to do. Especially since everybody else is all fiery.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody else is getting fired. That's for sure. I mean,
like look at Eric.
Hulk Hogan was pretty fiery. Did you know Hulk Hogan was on there, Ken?
No.
Yeah, we just saw Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, are you watching live? Because it looks like you're 5 minutes behind.
Was in 2016, America's at that crossroads
Who, me?
Yeah.
Energy prices are soaring.
I'm
Look
right
at
there.
the-
I'm live.
Everything is unaffordable.
No, look at the thing at the bottom, though.
Inflation has made it impossible for Americans to live, to save for their future.
See how it has like 5 minutes remaining? You're 5 minutes
Yeah,
behind.
that's the show. That's the Hannity.
That's live.
We're on the Hannity show right now.
Are you
We're
sure
not
that-
even in. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, there's 5 minutes left until 9 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah. It's almost 7 o'clock here in the right side of the.
That's the left side. You don't even fucking know your directions. If you're looking at the country,
But if you're
left,
in Japan,
right.
then I'm on the right side.
We're not in the United States of Japan.
Crime terrorizes our cities.
Here we
and our
are arguing
suburbs as
again.
far-left policies hand
All right,
Semantics,
guys, I'm gonna
brother.
bail.
Semantics.
I'll jump back in a little bit.
Guys, my
All
height,
right.
6'5", are swimming in women's sports.
Bringing up fucking Cox and women's pools.
Destroying the dreams of young girls who have trained every minute of their lives.
We're gonna go in and just
We no
go ahead
longer
and start
trust our
monitoring
elections.
this.
We no longer
We can
trust
do all
our
our
judicial
comments
system. And
all
we
the way
no
up to
longer
Trump.
believe that our government is working in our best interest.
Well, they never have worked in our best interest.
And we're not gonna do it either.
Despite where we are today,
Exactly.
I'd like to speak to every American. To the homeless veteran sleeping under a bridge as illegal immigrants are housed in the most expensive hotels in New York.
JD Vance looks like an older version of my youngest engineer at my
I'm
office
sorry.
right now.
We know it's wrong,
I don't like his
and
face.
we will fix it.
Everybody who's watching, can you drop a comment and make sure that you guys can hear
To the single mother who
speech
can
right
no
Yeah,
now?
longer
absolutely.
afford her
Yeah,
rent,
Let us know.
absolutely.
Let us know that you can hear it
groceries, and
fine,
has been
please.
forced to work 3
Yeah,
jobs.
somebody
I'm
drop a
sorry.
comment in here and
It
let us
does
know.
not
Yeah,
have
we
to
can
be
hear
this
it.
way.
That's fine. Need
To
to
the
know.
parents who lost a son or daughter to fentanyl, including the incredible woman that spoke the other night, while an administration does absolutely nothing. I'm
Nobody's
sorry.
listening to us.
Your government can do so much better,
There's a
and
delay.
it will. To the children who are being brainwashed instead of learning the fundamentals in school, I'm sorry. There are teachers who care, and my father will empower them.
He didn't before.
To the law enforcement officers, our brave border patrol, Secret Service agents who work every single day to protect our communities, knowing
Well, the
damn
Secret
well
Service
that the
didn't.
system will throw you under
Well,
the
except
bus.
for the DEI
I'm
ones.
sorry.
Except for the Secret
We
Service on
will
Saturday.
stand behind
Yeah.
you.
So Jimmy Dore was talking about it the other day, and apparently Trump's normal detail
Commuters often
was not there that
petrified to
day.
take a bus,
His
take a
normal
train, or
detail,
walk the
a lot of
streets
them
in
had the time
cities
off
across
because they
our
were
nation.
overworked,
I'm
and then
sorry.
some of them were moved
That
to a
man right there will fix
Jill
this.
Biden situation not far away, and so this was like a replacement team.
To the construction workers, to the middle-class families, to the families with children with disabilities, families who can no longer afford medical benefits or to take a vacation, I'm sorry. We will make America great again. And to my father, who has been ruthlessly silenced, slandered, and attacked by a corrupt administration, I'm sorry. We know, and America knows, that they're not just after you, they're after all of us, and you just have to be
That's
standing
true.
in their way.
Because if they can go after him, they'll go after all of us, too.
Well, and they're flexing their power by going after him. You're like, hey, look, we'll do this to anybody.
Oh, yeah. Like the Somebody Hall thing. Ooh.
To all
Remember
Americans
that?
watching tonight, the greatest
Yeah.
retribution will be our success.
Well, he was just on a
Success
little bit
not
ago. You
just
know that,
for
right?
ourselves, but for our
Arsenio
grandchildren
Hall?
and our
No.
children.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said the Hulk.
Under President Donald
No,
J. Trump,
Arsenio
the
Hall.
swamp will be drained.
yeah.
America will be respected. Our cities will be safe. Our streets will
Well,
be
Amber
clean,
Rose was on
and
like
our
a day or two
border
ago.
will once again be secure.
Gotcha.
We will have peace. We will have prosperity. Your hard-earned tax dollars will enrich a better America, not be squandered in corrupt foreign nations. Education will be
Yeah,
handed back to the states.
our poor people are on X
We
right
will
now.
no longer be 30th in the world. We will be first.
Can they hear us talk? Can they hear the audio, though?
I can hear the audio.
See, one thing that I don't want to happen again with another Trump presidency is COVID and the lockdowns and the dumb shit and the $7 trillion directly input into the economy and the over 10 trillion on top of that was just liabilities that were leveraged. I don't want that. The first 3 years were all right. There was a bunch of retards, doing retard shit, but that's what retards do. But that's what I don't want, because
will prioritize free
everything else
speech,
seemed to be all right before that.
Freedom of religion, and honor our Constitution.
Could have been better, but it wasn't.
Well, yeah, everything could be better.
The only thing that
As
really
a
sucked
son,
is the whole bump stock thing.
I've never been more proud of a person in my life.
I don't own one,
man
but
who
I
has
don't think
defied
they should
all
be
odds
banned.
more than once.
Yeah, me either. That's
A
stupid.
man who believed in the promise of America when others turned away. A man who saw a nation in need of a champion and answered that call with
Eric, you're a
unwavering
minute over.
determination and courage.
Right.
A man who survived a bullet that was intended to eliminate him permanently from our future.
Yeah,
and
that
from
definitely
our
was close
family.
as fuck. If he didn't fucking twitch,
Never have I
done.
been more proud to be a Trump.
If he didn't do that cat thing, he would have been gone.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a twitch saved his life.
Yeah.
Never have
Dave
I been
Smith
more
had,
proud to stand by my father's side. I remain
that guy's
incredibly honored to be part of this journey, a journey with all of you. A journey to save the greatest country on earth. A journey with the most incredible people I have ever met.
Dave Smith had Scott Horton on the latest episode that I'm listening
Dad.
to, and they literally said that too. They're like he literally
5
just like,
days ago.
oh, I dropped a penny and like missed the fucking
Laura,
shot.
Luke, Carolina, and I held our breath as we saw blood.
Another happy
pour across
customer is
your
going to get their
face.
mug. Going out tomorrow. Order
By the
today,
grace
going
of
out
God,
tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
divine intervention, and your guardian angels above, you survived.
I bet his kids are freaking the fuck out about that. Honestly, I would.
Oh, yeah, me too. He's got the ear patch on. I can see it.
Mm-hmm. He's been wearing it all week. He's been there all 4 days.
You are the greatest fighter I have ever seen. You are strong, you are full of life, and you are unapologetic. Your optimism is contagious. Your backbone is unbreakable. Your conviction to fight for what is right and against all that is wrong is truly next level. The whole world saw your strength as you stood up. You wiped the blood off your face.
See?
And you put your fist
Everybody
in the
says
air
this.
in a moment that will be
Everybody.
remembered as one of the most courageous acts in the history of American politics. You shouted, "Fight! Fight! Fight!"
Oh, Jason, I pointed this out a little bit ago because Hulk Hogan was on. He had the red shirt that said Trump Vance on it. And I'm like, wait a second. All they did was take out the P and the E at the beginning of the old
I'm
one and
honored
put
to
a
be your
VA
son.
in there. That's it.
I'm
It's the exact
honored
same
to speak
shirt.
to our great nation tonight.
That's funny.
You are a
It is.
true
It's the
leader.
exact same sign.
You
It's just, and
epitomize
it's the
strength.
same amount of letters.
Our
It's like they
country
just
loves you.
did a cheap edit. Just
Our
like changed 2
country
letters around real quick.
appreciates you.
Well,
Our country misses
the audio
you.
on
And on
Twitter is
November
great.
5th,
So we're
our
good.
country
That's
will
good.
re-elect you as the 47th president of the United
Yeah.
States of America.
So Eric's going a little long, isn't he?
That's what she said.
God bless you all.
He always says that.
He's done now.
Eric Trump, the son of former President Donald Trump, with a fiery
Think Eric's ever going to be a president or what?
Maybe. I could see him
I
being
think
one.
Barron. I think Barron.
Really? We got like 20 years to wait on that one. The motherfucker just graduated
No.
high school this year.
He's gonna get there.
We got 20 years. Yeah, you never know.
Never know.
Never know.
I could see Eric trying before I would Donald Trump Jr.
Oh yeah.
Good evening. I'm Brett Baer. We're using
Eric's much
microphones.
more
Make
reserved.
sure you can hear us with the band and everything else. Welcome to Democracy 24.
Look
Coverage
at
of the
those
first
eyes on both of them. They
of
look
the
fucking
Republican National
psychotic.
Convention live in
Oh no,
Milwaukee.
yeah, I was
You
in.
know,
I mean, look at me,
unity and
dude. I mean, I
strength,
was in
that's what they're
makeup
going
for like an
tonight.
hour
That's
before I
expected to
fucking
be
came on.
top
So I
of
mean,
Yeah,
mind.
but
I
you
love
always
it.
look like that. Look at her eyes. It's like you can see through them. Like they're fucking clear.
So we're told
Like they're
that
glowing.
that assassination
Yeah,
attempt
and then
made
his are
all
like
watch
fucking
and
just
shock
black
last
dots.
Demon.
Saturday led the president to
All right, Alex
rewrite
Jones, calm
his
down. Now everybody's a
speech. It is
demon.
now aimed at bringing the country together. And in the address, Fox has learned that President Trump
See,
is
there
not
you go.
expected to mention
Yeah,
President
see, yeah,
Biden by
exactly.
name
That's the
this
ones
evening.
that have been
Instead,
selling like
just
hotcakes,
remark
not the
the
fucking
current
thumbs up, you gay
administration.
shit.
Tonight's theme, to make America great once again, a star-studded lineup of celebrities taking to the microphone this evening, including Trump's longtime friend, UFC President Dana White. He'll speak just moments from now.
So we are here this evening with our great
I think that's
panel.
interesting to have
For the
Dana there.
spotlight of the RNC, Britt Hume, Dana Perino, and Harold Ford Jr.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be very interesting when I saw the lineup because I haven't. This is the first time I've watched it all week, so I know that Harkos, you watched the Vance one, right?
Yeah, I watched that earlier today, and then
Yeah,
I
is that the only one you watched?
I had like 5 minutes of Trump Jr.
Oh, did you watch it live?
But yeah, it was just as I flipped on or whatever. Oh, and I
okay.
watched like 5 minutes of Amber Rose.
Oh, gotcha.
Not the porn, but her actually at the RNC.
I heard that she brought the freaking house down, dude, but I haven't really looked her up on you know.
Yeah,
On
but then
the
of course,
internet.
but then of course, everybody is online saying that, oh, Kanye turned her into a Nazi. I literally saw somebody make a post that said that they wish they could go back in time and undo all the times they jerked off to her because of it. I was like, really? Because she doesn't have the same political views as you. You want to undo jerking off to her?
You're gonna admit that on the internet. There you go. Internet's forever, baby.
That's what they said. They said, you know, Kanye turned her into a Nazi. I wish I could undo all the times I fucking wanked to her. So I think he was in the UK, but either way, or something. But yeah, I'm just like, really? You've never hate fucked anybody? Come on now, bro. Like, you can't tell me that you've agreed 100% with every woman you've ever stuck your dick in. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Oh,
Like, it's impossible to agree with women. They change their mind too much.
Yeah, exactly.
And now our viewership goes in the trash. So we got let me see. So we got.
What do you mean
5
it goes in
people.
trash? We just got 5 more people. Fuck you.
Yeah, we have 5 more. We got 5 people on X. We've got 3 people on YouTube and 1 person on Facebook. And yeah, we got a pretty good turnout tonight. Thanks, guys, for coming. We're sitting here doing commentary on the Trump nomination speech. We will not be talking through the Trump nomination speech. However, we'll be making commentary before and after the speech. Of course, we'll be doing our cajole candid stuff as we usually do. We're still waiting on Ken. Ken was on the road and he graced us with his presence for a little bit. And then he's getting in his house right now, getting his studio set up, getting ready to go. But looking forward to this Trump speech. We're happy to bring this to you. An impromptu weather report, a special weather report. And yeah, so that's where we're going.
Dude, look what it says. It says this is his first speech since the PA rally shooting. So he still has the opportunity to come out to 50 Cent's Mini Men. Dude, I swear to God.
I thought he made an appearance on Monday.
He hasn't done a speech.
Oh, that's right. Well,
he's been here. He's been at the RNC all week. But he hasn't.
Did he not speak on Monday?
As far as I know, no. Like, look at the screen.
I don't think so.
Unless Fox News is lying, and they never lie.
Well, fuck, he played golf on Sunday. That's what I heard.
Probably. Why would he not miss golf? Why would he miss golf? What the fuck?
This must.
That would be
no
funny
idea
as
who
hell if
that's
it comes out with that. I listened to the whole story behind the whole Many Men thing. And that was kind of funny.
You're talking about the boom, bitch, get out the way.
No, god damn, that's the wrong artist, but no. And that's literally called Move, not Mini Men.
Okay.
What story did you?
From 50 Cent.
Oh, I've got
Yeah,
Melania
what story?
coming in.
What story
It was
did you?
it was on TikTok about the whole his story behind the whole Many Men thing.
What?
About
How he
getting
got
shot
shot
at.
9 times and then
Yeah.
he fucking survived it somehow
through
and
it.
then made the song. Yeah, he made a whole movie about
Yeah,
it
made
called
the
"Get Rich
song.
and Die Trying."
Oh,
It was
okay.
like it was
I
like
didn't
his
see it
whole
though.
thing. No, it's cool. You weren't into hip hop like I was. So like that was his whole thing for like the first 3 years when he came out. was how he got shot 9 times, survived, and everything like that. He used to actually wear a bulletproof vest on stage, and that was like part of his gimmick and stuff like that as well too. And then yeah, but it was really funny because so on Saturday, whenever the shot happened, right, fucking the internet blew up and people were starting to already make memes with that fucking song as the background.
He came out with that on one of his
yeah,
things.
that's what I'm getting to, is that all this, and then 50 sees that, he goes on Twitter and says Trump gets shot and now I'm trending, what the fuck? And he posts a picture of his album cover with Trump's head on it, right?
Yep.
So he posted
I remember that. That.
And then later that night he already had a show, and so there's footage of him performing to Mini Men with that picture of Trump right behind him.
Yeah,
like he legitimately rolled right with it.
Yeah,
and that's what he does, man. He is like a troll from hell.
Yeah,
and Trump is a good troll too. And if he does not come out the Mini Men,
that would be epic if he did. But yeah,
dude,
50
he
Cent said
has
something
to.
about the fact that he felt a connection between Trump and him because he got shot and lived through it and this and that.
Yeah, well, yeah, he got shot a couple more times, and like he actually got shot like in the arm, in the chest, in the fucking like in his mouth and like out through his cheek type of shit. So like if he would have not twitched, then he would have got right through the back of his fucking head type of shit.
Dang.
It was an interesting story that I it was a video I watched on TikTok, and I thought it was fairly interesting.
Yeah, he got hit fucking 9 times, and so yeah, he was lucky as fuck to be alive. Because like I mean, like even in the song Mini Men, he said there's a line, he's like, and he got hit like I got hit, but he ain't fucking breathing. Like like the whole thing is many men wish death upon me, blood in my eyes, dog, and I can't see. I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be, and time to take my life away. I put a hole in it for fucking with me. My back's to the wall, now you gonna see. Better watch how you talk when you talk about me, because I'll fucking take your life away. Many men. That's how it goes, right? And obviously my pauses were the N-word, right? But like that literally is like Trump's anthem now.
Yes.
Like, look at all these people. Look at all these people that hate him now. Look at all these people that they posted pictures of people that hate him.
Oh yeah, exactly. Look at all these people that used to like him.
Yeah.
But no, like that's the whole thing is like many men wish death upon me, blood in my eyes, and I can't see. I'm just trying to be what I'm destined to be. That's his whole thing, right? And they come and try to take my life away.
They show Oprah. They show Oprah.
Yeah, because he used to be best friends. He said that on the Dr. Did you guys watch the Dr. Phil interview that Dr. Phil did with Trump?
Yeah.
Dr. He's saying that. He was like, look, me, Oprah used to be friends. Whenever he still talked like this, and he's like, we used to be friends, and not anymore. That's fine. You let her know I still love her, Yep. He's like, you're friends with her. I'm not. Yeah. See, look, there he is. Macaulay Culkin.
One thing that I thought was interesting, Harko, and you and I have gone back and forth on our private chat about the whole TikTok thing. The black community is like adopting Trump as one of theirs now for getting shot and for the whole being a criminal and this and that. And
they already were saying that. They're like he's been married 4 times, he's got 4 baby mamas. Hold on, what was it? Yeah, he's got 4 baby mamas. He's got felonies, and now he's been shot. He's black. I was like, yo,
that was funny.
If you don't vote for Trump, you ain't black, right?
Exactly. And it was crazy too, because they used to say that about Clinton, that Clinton was the first black president or whatever. They were running with that shit back. Remember that back in the day.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and now they're like, no, literally, like this motherfucker fits all the stereotypes except for he's a billionaire, right? That's not a fucking stereotype of the black community, unfortunately, right? I wish it was, but like, yeah, like it's like he's had fucking multiple bankruptcies, multiple felonies, multiple baby mamas, and now he's been shot. Oh, he's probably getting ready to come out.
They still got Dana White, right?
Oh yeah, but they're playing like this video, like he's getting ready to come out to Mini Men. If he doesn't come out to Mini Men, I'm leaving.
That would be freaking funny as hell.
Dude, he has to. He's a troll as a motherfucker too, man. Really, they had to get that face. Look at that.
Say her name. That's right.
Say my name, with no one else around you. Say, baby, I love you.
Well, dude, you just got to be. Yeah, this last 4 years have just been the shit, dude. Really has. I mean, electing him is not going to really change much, but I mean, dude, at least put some kind of brakes on it, right?
Yeah, it may change a couple things. You never know.
Yeah.
Probably not though, because like I was telling people whenever they're because in the hip hop community right before he got shot, they were pushing like fear porn like crazy. The Agenda 2025, or sorry, Project 2025, is all about putting the black people back in the cotton fields and shit like that, and doing away with the Department of Education so they can't go to school no more and shit. And I'm like,
No, that's what Pamela wants to do.
I'm like, for one, that's not what it says, and for two, the Republicans are known for not getting shit accomplished when they got a majority. So don't fucking worry.
Exactly.
Be more worried about the people who are running Agenda 2030 and Agenda 2050, because those motherfuckers always go to fucking course. All right, because Agenda 21 basically came to power already.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know,
shit.
and like you're saying,
the Afghan situation.
Like you were saying with the Republicans not following through. I mean, they said they were going to repeal Obamacare, and what did they do? Nothing.
And they had the fucking trifecta.
Yeah, exactly.
They had the trifecta.
Like Biden, you wanted to codify. You want to codify Roe versus Wade? They didn't do it.
50 years
they had
to
the
do it.
authority to do it. They haven't done it.
Yeah, they didn't do it whenever him and Obama were in, and they had the trifecta. They didn't. I mean, Biden hasn't had the trifecta this 4 years, so that's one thing. But yeah, Clinton had the trifecta, and he didn't do it. So yeah, they don't give a fuck. They just want it as a fucking voting wedge.
Again, I welcome everybody here that's listening. If you go ahead and share this off with everybody, man, that you can, because we'd like to have the a full arrangement of people in here. We're on Facebook, we're on Rumble, we're on X, and we're on what else are we on today? We're on
YouTube.
We're on all kinds of platforms today. See, Facebook, YouTube, we got X and Rumble going on. So.
Somebody's getting ready to come out.
Get them the link and let them go, because here we go.
Funny if it's Trump with
looks like
men.
Kid Rock is now on.
Oh, fucking Kid Cock.
Let's listen in.
Oh, I really don't want to. Oh, bullshit. Not this fucking song. Fuck you, motherfucker.
Well, he didn't bring out his AR and a bunch of Bud Light.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. He made the new song.
I'm about to have a heart attack. Those guys are older than me, Herco.
From the city of truth, you know I jab, stab, and not critics back. And I did not start when I said that. I'm going platinum, selling rhymes. I went platinum 7 times. Still they ill and want to see us cry. I guess because
bunch of drunk volunteers out there, dude. That's all I know. That's all this convention is for, is all those drunk volunteers, man.
Wow. See all these old people singing Kid Rock? That's fucking crazy to me. Because I grew up, whenever he came out, I was in middle school. And all those motherfuckers did not
like him at all.
They probably hated him.
You know what it was? It was your generation that fucking hated him, Bruce.
Huh?
Your generation told my generation I couldn't listen to Kid Rock and shit.
Oh, yeah?
When Kid Rock was out, I was in my early 20s.
Right, exactly. You're only a little bit older than me, yeah.
They call me cowboy. I'm a singer of the back. Throw this in the air. Let me see where you at. Say fight, fight. Say fight, fight. Say fight, fight. Say Trump.
Look at it. She got my face. I'm looking like, what the fuck is going on in this fucking honky ass goddamn crowd. Fucking.
Just think about they ain't got Eminem out there. He'd have never went out there.
He wouldn't have. But no,
he hates
fine,
Trump.
fine. Yeah, but look, they're not even raising their hand all the way because they can't. They're like, ugh.
Well, they got Ice Cube out there, or Kanye.
Well, that's because they haven't taken
Kanye's pissed at
ibuprofen to
Trump. Kanye's pissed at Trump because he feels like he turned his back on him.
Oh, because he didn't ask him to be the VP.
No, it was about
I
the
know.
fucking.
I'm fucking with you.
Yeah, it was about some of the other shit.
I can do that.
You know, one thing that I thought was interesting is people have been saying for over a year now that Biden is mentally unfit to be in office, and all of a sudden after the debate, everybody else agrees.
Well, yeah, it's because the program went out. Operation Mockingbird, bro. Come on now.
I mean, it's just great. We've been saying that for how long now, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist."
It doesn't matter.
Now all of a sudden, they come out and say, "Yeah, he's not fit to be in office now." It's like
Everybody drinks the Kool-Aid, dude. Everybody drinks the Kool-Aid. Everybody drinks the corporate Kool-Aid. Everybody drinks the. That's what we've been talking about all week on the X program.
Well,
dude.
and it's the thing on our goddamn promo at the beginning of our Sunday episode. You know, there is the group of people that actually run the world. We don't vote for them. They do what the fuck they want to do, and they keep it moving down the road. And whenever they need to change course because of how things are going down here, they issue directives down. And that's exactly what happened. It's like sharp as attack. And so everybody on the fucking media was like, sharp as attack, 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 right? Everybody saying Biden sharp as attack. And then the debate happens and they're like, he's not well. 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 He's not. You know, it's like on the Hunger Games when they're in the woods and they get that bird that they go, and the birds like start chirping it. On, the Mockingjays. Yeah, that's why they call it Operation Mockingbird.
Okay, as the room goes silent.
I know. I was hoping somebody would follow that up. That's why I was looking at the camera all weird.
No,
but yeah.
I don't know anything
that's
about
exactly why they call it that.
Other than Trump wants to make the dollar menu at McDonald's alive again, and the
That's just not going to happen. You can't reverse inflation like that without without worse catastrophe.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. For sure.
Remember, you were like 25 when the Great Depression happened, Bruce. You remember that shit.
I thought
it was a hard time. It was a hard
50,
time back then,
somewhere in there between 25 and 50.
It was a hard time, man. Yeah, you had to freaking wipe your butt with banana peels, dude. It was fucking terrible.
Cook your shoe and fucking eat it and stuff.
It was terrible. It was definitely terrible.
American is here.
Welcome, American.
Here comes trouble. He doesn't have his American.
Bruce is reminiscent about his mid 30s whenever the Great Depression was on.
He was 40 by the Great.
Oh, I want to hear what he says. Actually,
here comes Dana White. Let's listen to what Dana White has to say.
Oh, this should be good.
Stop fucking muting it, Bruce.
I am Dana White. I am the CEO and president of the Ultimate Fighting
My
Championship.
producer should be taking this over.
You have the feed.
2 weeks ago, I got a call from President Trump asking me if I'd be willing to speak tonight. As usual, there was no pressure, no demands. He asked me as a friend, and of course, I said yes. Then, after I accepted his offer, he sent me a text message, and I just want to read to you a little piece of what President Trump wrote to me. Dana, I'm so honored that you will be doing the introduction at the National Republican Convention. Think of it as the biggest fight you ever had, a fight for our country and even the world. I only wish you didn't have to interrupt your family trip, but I hope they understand they love you and they know how important this is. Now think about this. This man's running for president of the United States. He's fighting for the future of this country, and he's concerned about interrupting my family trip. That's the President Trump that I know. A man who truly cares about people.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot of things like that about Trump.
The mainstream media likes to push the narrative that he doesn't care about anyone but himself. I absolutely know that's not the truth because I've been friends with this guy for 25 years. And for the people who know me, they'll know this is true. I just want to make something very clear.
He's not reading a
No
teleprompter.
Trump campaign has ever told me what to say. Nobody tells me what to say, and I'm nobody's puppet.
He's not reading off a teleprompter. You can tell he's not looking at shit.
No, he's not.
I'm telling you what I know, and I know President
He's
Trump.
reading a teleprompter, one on each side.
I
You can
know
look at him
President
reading it.
Trump is a fighter. I've been saying this since 2015. Now look at what's happened over the last 10 years. We have all seen it with our own eyes. I'm in the tough guy business, and this man is the toughest, most resilient human being that I've ever met in my life.
Does anybody else think that Biden and Trump should get into the octagon together?
I think so.
The harder he fights.
Well, remember
and this
that
guy
Biden wanted to put him in
never,
the,
ever
wanted to
gives
take
up.
him behind the woodshed.
So what's at stake here? The
Yeah, but that was for
answer
something else.
is in President Trump's text, and I quote, "A fight for our country." I know why he's running for president again. Why else would he put himself through everything he's dealt with just to get back here? We all know he doesn't need this. This guy's got a great life. He has a beautiful family, and he has achieved everything that you could possibly achieve in life. I know President Trump is literally putting his life on the line for something bigger than himself. And he's willing to risk it all because he loves this country.
And look, all Trump's his current wife and then his 3 ex-wives are in the same area. Look at that.
And I know he wants what's best for the American people. All American people. I know he's running for president to save our American dream. I'm living the American dream, and I know the American dream is very real. Whether you were
That's a good
born in
point.
this country or came here from someplace else, this is the last real land of opportunity.
Yeah.
President Reagan once said, government's first duty is to protect the people, not run their lives. And if you're buried in government red tape, how will you ever start your own business? If you're struggling to pay your bills, how can you ever afford to start a family? And if you don't feel safe in your own town, why would you ever buy a house? I know
True.
that President Trump is fighting to save the American dream, and that's what's at stake in this election.
Trump White 2024.
We
Oh,
are
sorry.
choosing who we want to lead us in this fight.
He's way more animated than fucking Vance was. I watched that shit. I was like,
a fearless leader, and this country was in a much better place when he was in the Oval Office.
I have to agree.
In my mind, the choice is clear. But this election, we all get to choose. I know I'm going to choose strength and security. I know I'm going to choose opportunity and prosperity. I know I'm going to choose real American leadership and a real American badass.
is he on like coke or something? Why is he licking his lips like a lizard so much?
I'm not telling you what choice to make, and I'm not telling you what
Yeah,
to think.
exactly,
I'm
Ken.
telling you what I know. I know America needs a strong leader.
He probably
and
did
the
a couple
world
of bumps
needs a
before he came out.
strong
Like,
America.
oh, yeah, let's get.
I know Donald J. Trump is the best choice for president.
She looks
of the
zoinked out.
United
Look at
States.
those eyes.
My
He said-
fellow Americans, it is my honor to introduce the 45th and soon to be
Play it. Play Mini-Men. Play Mini-Men.
Play Mini-Men. That would be awesome.
And here we go.
Pump up the jam, pump it up
No,
till
that's
the
not this
beat
song.
is. Oh. Oh, that's not this.
The fuck is this?
If this is Proud to Be America, I'm gonna throw up my mouth a little bit.
It is.
Oh,
Oh fuck! I'm
Mr. Greenwood.
Oh, it's an air stain. This song. Love the message, but it's just not a good
Lee
song.
Greenwood.
You should be playing Mini-Men.
Dude, he's older than me.
And he can't sing anymore
actually,
either.
He actually looks like it.
I didn't know Biden was coming to this.
Neither did I. Yeah, I thought he looked like Biden.
We should all sing along.
And
See-
I'm proud to
Proud
be
to be an American.
See, this is the type of shit that turns a lot of young people off from going Republican. Look at how old all these fuckers are that are running the Republican Party and that are affiliated with it.
Yeah, watch the Democrat one. They're just as old though.
JD Vance is 3 years older than me. Like, come on. Like, he's like 38, so he's like my
I know
age.
he's young. He's very young.
Yeah. So what I'm saying though is that you got the fucking literally The Walking Dead fucking singing a goddamn song right now. You had Hulk Hogan out earlier, Kid Rock, who was all these has-beens and shit. Like, I don't even know Lee Greenwood.
What is the demographic of voters, Ken? Tell them.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's the
Tell 'em who
demographic.
votes.
But I'm going to tell you right now, the
Tell 'em who
Democrats
votes.
aren't any younger. They are just not any younger. They won't sing this pile of shit song. So they say it out loud. Oh, I've never liked this song.
And they gotta bring him out to this song. Out of all the songs
Every
you could have
time.
done,
This is their song.
Should have many men.
Everybody.
I agree with you on that.
Proud to be an American.
Or at least I have
Oh,
to
I'm
be.
free.
What? Oh.
and then he's just standing there. He's not even coming out triumphantly. He literally looks like Biden on stage.
It does look at that. Wait, really turns. Wait,
He looks
turns.
pretty stiff.
It does say My Pillow.
I'm sure that is a My Pillow bandage. He knows the guy. It actually looks like a pillow.
It
Oh,
is a My Pillow. It's a mini My Pillow.
it
It's
looks
a mini
like
My
a
Pillow.
pillow. Play Mini-Men. Play Mini-Men.
Oh man, they're bringing out.
Oh, okay. That's for that dude.
wow.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
That's positive.
The firefighter.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
What's his? Oh.
Hey, I heard Mac Lindell stiffed everybody at the RNC, dude. I heard it was really hard to get a word in.
Trump's people probably just said, "You can be there, but just don't say nothing."
Play it. Play it. Play it. Boom, sh, boom, sh, boom, sh, boom, sh.
You could have dubbed that in, dude. You could have dubbed it in.
Oh, I need to.
Oh,
Well, it's
yes.
gonna be all. It's gonna be on
Welcome to
TikTok.
Missed Opportunity Theater.
It's gonna be on
Yeah.
TikTok. TikTok's gonna take care of it. I don't need to worry about it. That's what happens when you have fucking people who don't know shit running an organization.
Democrats' heads are exploding.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much.
No, they would have
Wow.
exploded if he played fucking Mini-Men.
Yep.
And thank you, Dana. Thank you, Kid Rock, sometimes referred to as Bob. And thank you, Lee, right from the beginning. Thank you very much. What a talent. What a beautiful, beautiful song. Thank you.
That's a pillow from none other, dude. That's hilarious.
Friends,
Mike Lindell.
delegates, and fellow citizens, I stand before you this evening with a message of confidence, strength, and hope. 4 months from now, we will have
He's
an
reading like a
incredible victory,
motherfucker.
and we will begin the 4 greatest years in the history of our country.
Look straight ahead. Why are you?
Together, we will launch a new era of safety, prosperity, and freedom for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. The discord and division in our society must be healed. We must heal it quickly. As Americans, we are bound together by a single fate and a shared destiny. We rise together or we fall apart. I am running to be president for all of America, not half of America, because there is no victory in winning for half of America. So tonight, with faith and devotion, I proudly accept your nomination for President of the United States. Thank you.
Go off script.
That's funny. That's funny, Bill.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And we will do it right. Going to do it right. Let me begin this evening by expressing my gratitude to the American people for your outpouring of love and support following the assassination attempt at my rally on Saturday.
Why don't they put the teleprompter in front so you can make eye contact? It's like if I just started talking to you guys like this. Just talking to you guys
a
like
quarter
this.
of an inch
Because
of
he's not
taking my
talking,
life.
he's not talking to the TV. He's
So
talking
many
to the
people have
in
asked
the
me what
convention.
happened. Tell us what happened, please. And therefore, I will tell you exactly what happened. And you'll never hear it from me a second time because it's actually too painful to tell.
I get that one. Yes.
It was a warm, beautiful day in the early evening in Butler Township in the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Music was loudly playing, and the campaign was doing really well.
Oh,
Bruce.
Everybody was happy. I began speaking very strongly, powerfully, and happily because I was discussing the great job my administration did on immigration at the southern border. We were very proud of it.
So, Chris, when he started talking about his experience, I thought he was going to say it was a clear black night and a clear white
was a
moon.
large screen that was
That would have been funny if
displaying
he would have done
a
that.
chart of border crossings under my leadership. The numbers were absolutely amazing. In order to see the chart, I started to, like this, turn to my right and was ready to begin a little bit further turn, which I'm very lucky I didn't do, when I heard a loud whizzing sound and felt something hit me really, really hard on my right ear. I said to myself, wow, what was that? It can only be a bullet. And moved my right hand to my ear, brought it down. My hand was covered with blood, just absolutely blood all over the place.
I'm not laughing at what he said, but how he said it.
Knew it was very serious that we were under attack, and in one movement proceeded to drop to the ground. Bullets were continuing to fly as very brave Secret Service agents rushed to the stage, and they really did. They rushed to the stage.
Whatever. I didn't see it that way, but okay.
These are great people at great risk, I will tell you, and pounced on top of me so that I would be protected. There was blood pouring everywhere, and yet, in a certain way, I felt very safe because I had God on my side. I felt that.
Amen.
Lucky as fuck, bare minimum shit.
Yeah, definitely.
The amazing thing is that prior to the shot, if I had not moved my head at that very last instant, the assassin's bullet would have perfectly hit its mark, and I would not be here tonight. We would not be together. The most incredible aspect of what took place on that terrible evening in the fading sun was actually seen later. In almost all cases, as you probably know, and when even a single bullet is fired, just a single bullet, and we had many bullets that were being fired, crowds run for the exits or stampede. but not in this case. It's very unusual.
Yeah, that's the weird part.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, everybody's just like,
This massive crowd of tens of thousands of people stood by and didn't move an inch. In fact, many of them bravely, but automatically stood up looking for where the sniper would be. They knew immediately it was a sniper, and then began pointing at him. You can see that if you look at the group behind me. That was just a small group compared to what was in front. Nobody ran, and by not stampeding, many lives were saved. But that isn't the reason that they didn't move. The reason is that they knew I was in very serious trouble. They saw it. They saw me go down. They saw the blood and thought, actually, most did, that I was dead. They knew it was a shot to the head. They saw the blood. And there's an interesting statistic. The ears are the bloodiest part. If something happens with the ears, they bleed more than any other part of the body. For whatever reason, the
I don't
doctors
know. I
told
think
me,
the head might do it a little
"Why
bit,
is
or the
there so
jugular.
much blood?" He said it's the ears. They bleed more.
Or the nut shack.
So we learned something, but
God dang it.
Fucking
Okay,
shit,
but-
Bruce.
they just
All the
they
Republicans
just
on the
this beautiful
Trump.
crowd. They didn't want to leave me. They knew I was in trouble. They didn't want to leave me, and you can see that love written all over their faces. They're
All the Republicans on my street listening to this.
incredible people. They're incredible
California.
people. Bullets were flying over us, yet I felt serene. But now the Secret Service agents were putting themselves in peril. They were in very dangerous territory. Bullets were flying right over them, missing them by a very small amount of inches. And then it all stopped. Our Secret Service sniper, from a much greater distance and with only one bullet used, took the assassin's life, took him out. I'm not supposed to be here tonight. Not supposed to be here. Yeah.
Anybody ever heard of the Messiah Complex yet?
I ain't
Mine's
supposed to be here tonight, dude.
I'm not supposed to be here today.
2004.
But I'm not.
We'll
And
pull
I'll
that
tell
up.
you, I stand before you in this arena only by the grace of Almighty God. In watching the reports over the last few days, many people say it was a providential moment. Probably was. When I rose, surrounded by Secret Service, the crowd was confused because they thought I was dead, and there was great, great sorrow. I could see that on their faces as I looked out. They didn't know I was looking out. They thought it was over, but I could see it. I wanted to do something to let them know I was okay. I raised my right arm, looked at the thousands and thousands of people that were breathlessly waiting.
He looks
and
pissed
started
whenever he stood up
shouting,
too.
Fight,
Yes.
fight,
He did
fight.
look
yeah.
pissed, that's for sure.
Like his hair was all like this, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Fuck!" Like it's surprising. He'd be like, "Fuck these motherfuckers." That's why I wanted him to say shit. That's what I said.
Well, Chris, with you being in
Once
the
my
military, have you been in one of those scenarios
fist
where you
went
thought
up.
somebody's trying to kill you?
And it was high
No.
into the air.
Okay,
You've
yeah,
all
it
seen
fucks
that.
you
I
big
can
time.
The
imagine.
crowd realized I was
So
okay and
I get where he's
roared
coming from.
with pride
I do too.
for
So
our
does Ken.
country like no crowd I have ever heard before.
It's Jim Beam
Never
for you,
heard
bro.
anything like it. For the rest of my life, I will be grateful for the love shown by that giant audience of patriots that stood bravely on that fateful evening in Pennsylvania. Tragically, the shooter claimed the life of one of our fellow Americans, Corey. comparator, unbelievable person, everybody tells me. Unbelievable. And seriously wounded. 2 other great warriors, spoke to them today. David Dutch and James Copenhaver, 2 great people. I also spoke to all 3 families of these tremendous people. Our love and prayers are with them and always will be. We're never going to forget them. They came for a great rally. They were serious Trumpsters, I want to tell you. They were serious Trumpsters and still are. But Corey, unfortunately, we have to use the past tense. He was incredible. He was a highly respected former fire chief, respected by everybody. Was accompanied by his wife, Helen, incredible woman. I spoke to her today, devastated, and 2 precious daughters. He lost his life selflessly, acting as a human shield to protect them from flying bullets. He went right over the top of them and was hit. What a fine man he was.
That takes a lot of courage. At least he has a memorial for him, though. That's pretty cool.
I didn't expect to have the actual thing like that. That's that's an emotional moment right there.
Yes, it is. Totally. And the thing is that he's got a connection with that guy now because of what he went through.
Woo, dude, I'm getting with you on that one.
Man, you can see it in his face too.
Yeah, no, he's trying right now to stay composed.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to thank the fire department and the family for sending his helmet, his outfit, and
Ken, as you know, that's
something they're going to do something very special when they get it. But we did something which cannot match what happened, not even close. But I am very proud to say that over the past few days, we've raised $6.3 million. For the families of David, James, and Corey, including from a friend of mine, just called up. He sent me a check right here. I just got it. $1 million.
Jesus Christ.
That's
good.
Awesome.
Dan Newland. Thank you, Dan.
That's good.
That is really good.
That's what you do.
And again, when speaking to the family,
this is how you win.
I said, well, I'm going to be sending you a lot of money, but it can't compensate. They all said the same thing. You're right, sir. We appreciate so much what you're doing, but nothing can take the place in the case of Corey and the other 2. By the way, they were very, very seriously injured, but now they're doing very well. They're going to be okay.
You got to think they're getting the best health care in the world right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he probably was like, hey, I'll pay for it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Here's the card.
Yeah.
So now
do.
I ask that we observe a moment of silence in honor of our friend Corey.
I have a lot more respect for Trump for what he did with this.
Oh, well, Vance is a Catholic. Now we know that.
There is no greater love than to lay down one's life for others. This is the spirit that forged America in her darkest hours. And this is the love that will lead America back to the summit of human achievement and greatness. This is what we need. Despite such a heinous attack, we unite this evening more determined than ever. I am more determined than ever, and so are you. So is everybody in this room. Thank you. Thank you very much.
White people got no rhythm.
Never.
Our resolve is unbroken and our purpose is unchanged to deliver a government that serves the American people better than ever before. Nothing will stop me in this mission because our vision is righteous and our cause is pure. No matter what obstacle comes our way, we will not break, we will not bend, we will not back down, and I will never stop fighting for you, your family, and our magnificent country. Never.
Elizabeth?
And the hair.
And everything I have to give with all of the energy and fight in my heart and soul, I pledge to our nation tonight. Thank you very much. I pledge that to our nation. We're going to turn our nation around, and we're going to do it very quickly. Thank you. This election should be about the issues facing our country and how to make America successful, safe, free, and great again. In an age when our politics too often divide us, now is the time to remember that we are all fellow citizens. We are one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we must not criminalize dissent or demonize political disagreement, which is what's been happening in our country lately at a level that nobody has ever seen before. In that spirit, the Democrat Party should immediately stop weaponizing the justice system and labeling their political opponent as an enemy of democracy. Especially since that is not true. In fact, I am the one saving democracy for the people of our country.
We're not a democracy.
Absolutely.
True. Yeah, let's they quit using that word.
I mean, the head of the
Big news, as
Republican
you probably
should
just
know
read.
that.
On Monday, a major ruling was handed down from a highly respected federal judge in Florida, Eileen Cannon, finding that the prosecutor and the fake documents case against me were totally unconstitutional, and the entire case was thrown out of court. With all of that publicity, thrown out of court. If Democrats want to unify our country, they should drop these partisan witch hunts, which I have been going through for approximately 8 years.
Yeah.
And they should do that without delay and allow an election to proceed that is worthy of our people. We're going to win it anyway, but worthy of our people.
They should drop it. We're gonna win it anyway. So I
I'm
mean, fuck.
deeply honored to be joined by my amazing wife, Melania.
Damn. That's all. You just give her one of these.
And Melania, thank you very much. You also
That's for you, Chris.
did something really beautiful, a letter to America calling for national unity, and it really took the Republican Party by surprise. I will tell you, it was beautiful.
He did write a hell of a letter, whoever wrote it with her. And that was well done. Well said.
In fact, some very serious people said that we should take that letter and put it as part of the Republican platform. That would be an honor, wouldn't it? Right, Mr. Congressman? But it captivated so many. So I also want to thank my entire family for being here. Don, Kimberly, Ivanka and Jared, Eric and Lara, Tiffany and Michael, Barron. We love our Barron.
Oh, he is up there.
And of course, my 10 wonderful grandchildren. You saw a few of them up there on my lap before.
Oh, Barron's up there above his daughter.
And how good was Dana? Was Dana good? I mean, was he good? He was on probably the only vacation he's had in about maybe ever. He works, but about 10 years with his wife, very far away. I won't tell you where, but very, very far away. Beautiful place. And my people called, and he said, "Yeah, I won't be able to do it. This is many, many years. I promised my wife I can't do it." And they came in, they said, "Dana won't be able to do it," because he was my first, second, and third choice. I said, "Well, that's too bad, but I understand he's away, and it's good. It's good for him." And that was it. About 30 minutes later, she came back in, "Sir, Dana just called. He's going to do it." And his wife, she said, "You can't turn him down. You just can't do it. You have to go." That's a good wife.
Damn straight.
Yes.
So he got on a plane. He got here a little while ago. Now he's going to get on the plane in a little while, and he's going to go back home to his wife. But they're great, and I just want to thank her and him and their whole family, because that's not easy. And Kid Rock, same thing. Called, he said, "I want to be a part of it. I want to be a part," because, Kid does his great song, big, big monster song. I had no idea. He became a friend of mine over the last 10 years. And he's amazing. Everyone loves him. I didn't even know how big he was. He has rallies, 35, 40,000 people he gets every time he goes out.
It's not a rally. It's called a
I think he's
concert.
making so much money, he doesn't know what the hell to do with it. You want to know?
Yeah, he just buys Bud Light and fucking shoots it.
And then we have my other friend, and I've known him so long.
I'll take
and
the
we
money.
took that song, and it was a big success, but we made that. I saw a chart of great songs to America. That was #1 on the chart recently, #1. So that's Lee Greenwood, a very special, beautiful person. He's a beautiful man.
Old as fuck.
That song did not chart. Maybe on fucking Adult
But they all
Contemporary.
wanted to be here. They called. And
In
how about the
1919.
Hulkster? How good was he? Is he up? Where is he? Boy, oh boy.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, Hulk Hogan.
Oh, there's the Hulkster. Yeah,
The
yeah.
Hulkster.
It's the same shirt.
they may
Same
call it-
fucking shirt.
They may call that entertainment. I know about entertainment, but when he used to lift a 350-pound man over his shoulders and then bench press him 2 rows into the audience, I say maybe entertainment, but he is one strong son of a gun. I will tell you, I watched it many times. There aren't a lot of entertainers that could do that, right? You were fantastic. Thank you very much. Followed by Eric. What was that all about? Boy, that was good. I didn't want to really come up here.
That was
great,
good.
And he's such a good young man. He went through a lot of trouble. And Don last night was incredible. They went through so much trouble. They got subpoenaed more than any people probably in the history of the United States. Every week they get another subpoena from the Democrats, crazy Nancy Pelosi, the whole thing.
They've been
just
subpoenaed more than
boom,
anybody
boom,
else
boom.
ever.
Yeah. It charted
They've got to
God
stop
Bless
that
USA
because
to
They're
16.
destroying our country. We have to work on making America
Yeah,
great
50
again,
Cent
not
got higher
on
than that.
beating people. And we won. We beat them in all. We
16?
beat them on the impeachments. We beat
Pretty
them on
good.
indictments. We beat them. But the time that you have to spend, if they would devote that genius to helping our country, we'd have a much stronger and better country.
No, what I'm saying is 50 Cent's probably fucking charted higher than that Lee Greenwood song.
Well, I'd hope so. He had one song.
No, I'm talking
And
about
Jason-
after here recently.
The biggest star in country music. Jason, thank you for being here.
No problem. No problem.
Jason.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
My
Jason
guy.
Aldean, he's good.
I know
his-
him good.
I like
I
his
know.
wife even better, by
He
the way.
spelled
She's-
Me too.
Radavich, but wrong.
Thank
too.
you, Jason.
Yeah. You're welcome, son.
But I'm
He literally
thrilled
just
to
said he
have
likes the
a
guy's wife
new
better than
friend
him.
and partner fighting by my side.
You can have
The
her.
next Vice President of the United States, the current Senator from Ohio, J.D. Vance, and his incredible wife, Usha.
So when they're going at it, it's Pusha. Push on the floor. Push on. No. Just I'm trying to stay nice here.
He's going to be a great vice president. He's going to be great. He'll be with this country and with this movement, greatest
building
movement
up.
in the history of our country. Make America great again. When they criticized it, they said, we're going to try and stop MAGA. I said, MAGA is making America great again. What are you going to stop? There's nothing to stop. And they say, oh, that's right. It's very tough to fight it. And all of the people that did try and fight it have failed. But he's going to be with us for a long time, and it was an honor to select him. Great student at Yale. His wife was a great student at Yale. They met at Yale. These are two smart people. So, JT, you're going to be doing this for a long time. Enjoy the ride.
Because I'm not going to let you do nothing.
She's like, yep, I'm going to ride it.
He will.
And a very
Dude, he's going to be a chief diplomat. Are you fucking kidding me?
People of Milwaukee and the great state of. Oh, there they are. There they are. You are so easy to spot.
Was it the one black guy
And
there?
Green Bay's going to have a good team this year, right? They're going to have a good team.
It's Wisconsin people.
Oh,
have a good
fucking
time.
goddamn cheeseheads.
Hell
Most
yes.
of the audience doesn't
Milwaukee's
like it,
not
but
even
it's true. You have
Wisconsin.
a
That's
very good
Chicago.
team this year.
Milwaukee isn't
And by the
Wisconsin.
way, Wisconsin,
No, it's Chicago.
We are
There's not much of a
spending
break
over
between Chicago and
$250
Milwaukee when you're going that
million
way.
here, creating
Chicago.
jobs and other economic development all over the place. So I hope you will remember this in November and give us your vote. I am trying to buy your vote. I'll be honest about that. And I promise we will make Wisconsin great again. We're going to make it. Thank you, Mr. Governor. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All the lights in
I'm here
Wisconsin just
tonight
got
to lay out
brighter.
a
I don't know if you
vision
noticed
for
that.
the whole nation, to every citizen, whether you're a young or old man or woman, Democrat, Republican, or independent, black or white, Asian or Hispanic, I extend to you a hand of loyalty and of friendship. Together, we will lead America to new heights of greatness like the world has never seen before. We were right there in the first term. We got hit with COVID. We did a great job. Nobody knew what it was, but nobody's ever seen an economy pre-COVID. And then we handed over a stock market that was substantially higher than just prior to COVID. Coming in, did a great job. Never got credit for that. We got credit for the war and defeating ISIS and so many things. The great economy, the biggest tax cuts ever, the biggest regulation cuts ever.
Oil.
The creation of Space Force, the rebuilding of our military.
Space
We
Force
did
is
so
funny.
much.
That's ridiculous.
We did so much. Right to try. Right to try is a big deal. We got right to try. They were trying to get that for 52 years. Somebody's terminally ill. And hopefully there's nobody in this audience, but it does happen a lot. They're terminally ill and they can't use our new space age drugs and other things that we are way ahead. We have the greatest doctors in the world, the greatest laboratories in the world, and you can't do it. They've been trying to get that approved for 52 years. Wasn't that easy? The insurance companies didn't want to do it. They didn't want the risk. The labs didn't want to do it because if it didn't work, people are pretty far down the line toward death. They didn't want to do it. The doctors didn't want to have it on their records, so I got everybody into an office. 52 years they tried. Sounds simple, but it's not. And I got them to agree that somebody that needs it will, instead of going to Asia or Europe or someplace, or if you have no money going home and dying, just die. We got them to sign an agreement, agree to it, where they're not going to sue anybody. They're going to get all of this stuff. They're going to get it really fast. And what's happened is we're saving thousands and thousands of lives. It's incredible.
You talking about the mRNA vaccine? Is that what you're talking about right now?
No,
That's talking about the right to try.
Yeah, that's what brought in the
Under
fucking
our leadership,
Moderna
the
vaccine.
United States will be
People forget
respected
that.
again. No nation will
fine.
question our power. No enemy will doubt our might.
You still have a
Our
right to try
borders
it.
will be totally secure.
No, you didn't.
Our economy
It
will
was forced
soar.
upon us.
We
It
will
wasn't forced
return
upon me.
law and order to our streets, patriotism
tried
to
to
our
back away.
schools, and importantly, we will restore peace, stability, and harmony all throughout the world. But to achieve this future, we must first rescue our nation from failed and even incompetent leadership. We have totally incompetent leadership. This will be the most important election in the history of our country. Under the current administration, we are indeed a nation in decline. We have an inflation crisis that is making life unaffordable, ravaging the incomes of working and low-income families, and crushing, just simply crushing our people like never before. They've never seen anything like it. We also have an illegal immigration crisis, and it's taking place right now as we sit here in this beautiful arena. It's a massive invasion at our southern border that has spread misery, crime, poverty, disease, and destruction to communities all across our land. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Then there's an international crisis, the likes of which the world has seldom been part of. Nobody can believe what's happening. War is now raging in Europe and the Middle East. A growing specter of conflict hangs over Taiwan, Korea, the Philippines, and all of Asia. And our planet is teetering on the edge of World War III. And this will be a war like no other war because of weaponry. The weapons are no longer army tanks going back and forth shooting at each other. These weapons are obliteration. It's time for a change. This administration can't come close to solving the problems. We're dealing with very tough, very fierce people. They're fierce people. And we don't have fierce people. We have people that are a lot less than fierce, except when it comes to cheating on elections and a couple of other things. Then they're fierce. Then they're fierce. So tonight, I make this pledge to the great people of America. I will end the devastating inflation crisis immediately, bring down interest rates, and lower the cost of energy. We will drill, baby, drill.
Again.
Yeah.
We're drilling now.
We should. Drill everywhere often.
They already
Bring
are.
back that one pipeline too.
Yep. They're not allowed to drill in 50% of where our reserves are. Not even allowed to go in there.
That's what they
Can you
say.
believe what they're doing?
That's what they're doing.
But by doing that, we will lead a large-scale decline in prices. Prices will start to come down. Energy raised it. They took our energy policies and destroyed them. Then they immediately went back to them, but by that time, so much was lost. But we will do it at levels that nobody's ever seen before, and we'll end lots of different things. We'll start paying off debt and start lowering taxes even further. We gave you the largest tax cut. We'll do it more. You know, people don't realize I brought taxes way down, way down, and yet we took in more revenues the following year than we did when the tax rate was much higher. Most
That's
people
true.
said, how did you do that? Because
That is true.
it was
That is true.
incentive. Everybody was coming to the country. They
We
were
grew
bringing
out of it.
back billions and billions of dollars into our country. The companies made it impossible to bring it back. The tax rate was too high, and the legal complications were far too great. I changed both of them, and hundreds of billions of dollars by Apple and so many other companies were brought back into our nation, and we had an economy the likes of which no nation had ever seen. China, we were beating them at levels that were incredible. And they know it. They know it. We'll do it again, but we'll do it even better. I will end the illegal immigration crisis by closing our border and finishing the wall, most of which I've already built. On the wall, we were dealing with a very difficult Congress. And I said, oh, that's okay. We won't go to Congress. I call it an invasion. We gave our military almost $800 billion. I said, I'm going to take a little of that money because this is an invasion. And we built, most of the wall is already built. And we built it through using the funds because what's better than that? We have to stop the invasion into our country that's killing hundreds of thousands of people a year. We're not going to let that happen. I will end every single international crisis that the current administration has created, including the horrible war with Russia and Ukraine, which would have never happened if I was president, and the war caused by the attack on Israel, which would have never happened if I was president. Iran was broke. Iran had no money. Now Iran has $250 billion. They made it all over the last 2.5 years. They were broke. I watched the other day on a show called Deface the Nation. Has anyone seen it? And they had a congressman who was a Democrat say, well, whether you like him or not, Iran was broke dealing with Trump. I told China and other countries, if you buy from Iran, we will not let you do any business in this country, and we will put tariffs on every product you do send in of 100% or more. And they said to me, well, I think that's about it. They weren't going to buy any oil. And they were ready to make a deal. Iran was going to make a deal with us. And then we had that horrible, horrible result that we'll never let happen again. The election result, we're never going to let that happen again.
Why don't you just never let the lockdown happen again? How about that?
We're never going to let it happen again. And they took off all the sanctions and they did everything possible for Iran. And now Iran is very close to having a nuclear weapon, which would have never happened. This is a shame what
Finally,
this
he's off script.
The damage that this administration has done. And I say it often. If you took the 10 worst presidents in the history of the United States, think of it, the 10 worst, added them up, they will not have done the damage that Biden has done.
Ooh, he said the name.
Once. Biden, I'm not going to use the name anymore, just one time. The damage that he's done to this country is unthinkable. It's unthinkable. Together we will restore vision, strength, competence, and we're going to have a thing called common sense making most of our decisions, actually. It's all common sense.
It's not common, though, so how are you going to fucking make it happen?
Just a few short years ago, under my presidency, we had the most secure border and best economy in the history of our country, in the history of the world. We had the greatest economy in the history of the world. We had never done anything like it. We were beating every country, including China, by leaps and bounds. Nobody had seen anything like it. We
when
had
you give
no
corporations 0% interest rate, they're going to
fucking
get it. Like,
nobody can believe it. You can't believe what happened 4 years ago is happening now in reverse. And the world was at peace. Inflation has been a killer for our country. No matter what you make it, it doesn't matter because inflation is eating you alive. People that were putting away money, they were making great wages, the highest they've ever made, but they were putting away a lot of money. Now they are just being destroyed. They're not putting away anything. They're barely living. They're going into savings accounts. They're taking out their money to live because of inflation. Inflation, remember, it's called a country buster. You can go back to Germany from 100 years ago. You can go back to any country that suffered great inflation. We've suffered the worst inflation we've ever had. But go back and see what's happened to those countries. We've had the worst inflation we've ever had under this person. But in less than 4 years, our opponents have turned incredible success into unparalleled tragedy and failure. It's been a tremendous failure. Today, our cities are flooded with illegal aliens. Americans are being squeezed out of the labor force and their jobs are taken. By the way, you know who's taking the jobs that are created? 107% of those jobs are taken by illegal aliens. And you know who's being hurt the most by millions of people pouring into our country? The black population and the Hispanic population, because they're taking the jobs from our black population, our Hispanic population, and they're also taking them from unions. The unions are suffering because of it. Thank you. Thank you. I like you too. Thank you very much. Inflation has wiped out the life savings of our citizens and forced the middle class into a state of depression and despair. That's what it is. It's despair and depression. We cannot and will not let this continue. Less than 4 years ago, we were a great nation, and we will soon be a great nation again. We're going to be a great nation again. Thank you. With proper leadership, every disaster we are now enduring will be fixed, and it will be fixed very, very quickly. So tonight, whether you've supported me in the past or not, I hope you will support me in the future, because I will bring back the American dream. That's what we're going to do. You don't even hear about the American dream anymore. With great humility, I am asking you to be excited about the future of our country. Be excited. Be excited. And by the way, the news reports, oh, look at all of those big networks. Look at them. They're all here. But every one of them has said this could be the most organized, best run, and most enthusiastic convention of either party that they've ever seen. Every single one. And it's true. It's true. And there's love in the room. There's great love in the room. So I better finish strong. Otherwise, we'll blow it. And we can't let that happen. Now, this was great. All of the great people that spoke, and everybody hit a home run. I mean, there's not one that I can think of where I said, oh, gee, that wasn't great. Every single person. I refuse to be the only one. Don't do that to me. They're already getting ready. See, I gave them an idea. Now, this was a great convention. This was, I think we're actually going to go home and miss it. You know, usually with first of all, look at these crowds. You'd never have this at a convention. Look at these crowds. Love. It's about love. This week, the entire Republican Party has formally adopted an agenda for America's renewal, and you saw that agenda. And it's very short compared to the long, boring, meaningless agendas of the past, including the Democrats. They write these things that are hundreds of pages long, and they never read them after they're done. In their case, fortunately, they don't read them because they're pretty bad. It's a series of bold promises that we will swiftly implement when you give us a Republican House. And Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. We have our great Speaker of the House with us tonight.
Kelly Fenton. I know that
Thank
lady.
you very much.
That was just on the TV, the gray-haired lady.
Is she the inventor of fentanyl?
A Republican Senate. We have many senators here. And send me back to our beautiful White House just a few short months from now. We're talking about just months.
Oh, don't say beautiful White House now. You said it was a dog shit.
Fast enough.
2016.
You
said it was garbage.
First, we must get economic relief to our
He
citizens.
fixed it. It was
Starting
tremendous.
on day one, we will drive down prices and make America affordable again. We have to make it affordable. It's not affordable. People can't live like this.
You know that lady too, Ken?
Under this administration,
Yeah.
our current administration, groceries are
You know,
up
Ken, there's
57%,
one person who I'd be
gasoline is up
surprised if it was
60
in there. I
and
think you
70%.
know her,
Mortgage
Mary
rates
Ann.
have
Mary
quadrupled.
Amla?
And the
Mary
fact
Ann
is, it
Stebbins?
doesn't matter what they are because you can't get the money
She's not
anyway.
there, I don't think.
Can't buy houses.
No,
Young
I know
people
she's
can't
not
get
there at
any
all.
financing to
She's
buy a house.
she's too
The total
introverted for that
household
now, but she was
costs
on Ron
have
Paul stuff.
increased an average of $28,000
But you know her,
per
right?
family under
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
this administration. Republicans have a plan to bring down prices and bring them down very, very rapidly by slashing energy costs. We will, in turn, reduce the cost of transportation,
There you go.
manufacturing, and all household goods. So much starts with energy.
Bring down energy
And
and
remember,
bring
we
down
have more
prices.
liquid
Exactly.
gold under our feet than any other country by far. We are a nation that has the opportunity to make an absolute fortune with its energy. We have it, and
He's
China
right.
does it. Under the Trump administration, just 3.5 years ago, we were energy independent. But soon we will actually be better than that. We will be energy dominant and supply not only ourselves, but we will supply the rest of the world with numbers that nobody has ever seen, and we will reduce our debt. $36 trillion. We will start reducing that, and we will also reduce your taxes still further.
I was going to say he's going to reduce $36
And by the
trillion
way, they
in
wanna
4
raise your
years. Fuck.
taxes 4 times. Think of it. And all my life,
4?
I grew up watching politicians. I always loved politics. I guess I was on the other side. I'd watch and they were always talking about, we will give you a tax cut. We will give you a tax cut. My whole life, I was watching, I will give you a tax cut, right, Mr. Congressman? That's all they talked about. This is the only administration that said, we're going to raise your taxes by 4 times what you're paying now, and people are supposed to vote for them? I've never heard it. You're paying too much. We're going to reduce your taxes still further. We gave you the biggest one, as I said. We're going to give you more, and it's going to lead to tremendous growth. We want growth in our country. That's what's going to pay off our debt.
Bring back 100% expensing for fucking businesses. That's what
We
I'm
want
talking about.
production, dude. We want production. We don't want consumerism. We want production,
Incredible
baby.
waste of taxpayer dollars that is fueling the inflation crisis. They spent trillions of dollars on things having to do with the Green New Scam. It's a scam. And that's caused tremendous inflationary pressures in addition to the cost of energy. And all of the trillions of dollars that are sitting there not yet spent, we will redirect that money for important projects like roads, bridges, dams, and we will not allow it to be spent on meaningless Green New Scam ideas.
I like that.
He should just send it back,
And
but
I will end the electric vehicle mandate on day 1.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, definitely do that.
He'll definitely get killed if he does that.
Thereby
Agenda
saving
20
the U.S.
that's Agenda
auto
2030.
industry from complete
50,
obliteration,
sorry.
which is happening right now, and saving U.S. customers thousands and thousands of dollars per car. And right now, as we speak, large factories just started are being built across the border in Mexico. So with all the other things
John Deere
happening on our
moved to
border,
Mexico.
Yep.
and they're being built by China to make cars and to sell them into our country. No tax, no anything. The United Auto Workers ought to be ashamed for allowing this to happen. And the leader of the United Auto
Calling them
Workers should
out.
be fired immediately. And every
Yes.
single auto worker,
Yes.
union and non-union, should be
That's-
voting for Donald Trump, because we're going to bring back car manufacturing, and we're going to bring it back fast.
Too bad he didn't call for the resignation of the head of the Secret
We're
Service.
building some of the largest auto plants anywhere in the world. Think of it, in the world. We're going to bring it back. We're going to make them. We don't mind that happening, but those plants are going to be built in the United States, and our people are going to man those plants. And if they don't agree with us, we'll put a tariff of approximately 100 to 200% on each car, and they will be unsellable in the United States.
Bad
We have
idea.
long been taken
Yeah.
advantage of by other countries. And
You were
think
all
of it,
excited there for a second, weren't you,
oftentimes these
Ken?
other
And
countries
you're like,
are considered
whoa.
so-called
No, I still am.
allies.
When he
They've
talks
taken
tariffs, he
advantage
loses
of
me.
us for years.
Yes,
We lose
tariffs.
jobs. We lose
How is he
revenue,
going to
they
bring the
gain
cows
everything,
back?
and wipe out our businesses, wipe out our people.
Regulation,
I
fight the
stopped
unions.
it for 4 years. I
Yeah,
stopped it.
tariffs.
And we're really ready to make changes
Tariffs aren't
like
regulation.
nobody had seen before. And remember, a USMCA, I got rid of NAFTA, the worst trade deal ever made, and replaced it with USMCA, which is, they say, the best trade deal ever made.
Of course they're going to say that.
Actually, probably the best trade deal was the deal I made with China, where they buy $50 billion worth of our product. They were buying nothing. They buy $50 billion worth. They had to. But I don't even talk about it because of COVID. I don't even mention it, frankly, because of what happened with the China virus.
Yeah. You put that on them, and they
We will
put the
not
virus on
let
you.
countries come in, take our jobs, and plunder our nation. They come and do that. They plunder our nation. The way they will sell their product in America is to build it in America. Very simple. Build it in America and only in America.
And by building in America, they just mean put it together. All the parts are going to be made elsewhere, of course.
And this very simple formula, and Congress has to go along with us, and they will. This very simple formula will create massive numbers of jobs. We will take over the auto industry again, and many hundreds of thousands of jobs. We lost so many jobs over the years. If you go back 20, 25 years, they've stolen, going to China and Mexico, about 68% of our auto industry manufacturing jobs. We're going to get them all back. We're going to get them all back, every one of them.
Yeah. Did anybody else miss the part where he just said they're gonna take over the auto industry?
For economic relief are massive tax cuts for workers that include something else that's turned out to be very popular, actually. Here it's very popular. This building and all those hotels that I saw that are so nice. I'm staying in a nice one. It's called no tax on tips. No tax on tips. No tax on tips.
Also a bad idea.
That's buying the young vote right there.
Yep.
You're buying a lot of the low class vote. Absolutely.
I'm counting everything I'm doing as a tip then. It's
Yep.
$1.
I got that by having dinner recently
$500 tips.
Tip me, boss.
in Nevada, where we're leading by about 14 points. Hello. I'll see you there very soon, everybody. And we're having dinner at a beautiful restaurant in the Trump building on the Strip, and it's a great building, and the waitress comes over. How's everything going? A really nice person. How's everything? Oh, sir, it's so tough. The government's after me all the time on tips. I said, well, they give you cash. Would they be able to find him? She said, actually, and I didn't know this. She said, very little cash is given. It's all put right on the check.
Yep.
And they
Yeah,
come in
check.
and they take so much of our money. It's just ridiculous. And they don't believe anything we say. And they've just hired, as you know, 88,000 agents to go after them even more.
Yeah, if you get more than $600 in Cash App a year, they go
And I
after you for
said,
taxes.
This shows
Right.
the level of my, most
Yeah,
people
$600 a
hire
year.
consultants that
Yeah.
pay millions of dollars. But I said to her, let me just ask you a question. Would you be happy if you had no tax on tips? She said, what a great idea. I got my information from a very smart waitress. That's better than spending millions of dollars. And everybody loves it.
That's a hell of a fucking sales
Waitresses and
pitch.
caddies and drivers and everybody's a large.
Say, hey, I didn't spend millions of
large
dollars
group
on a
of people
consultant.
that
I
are
got it right
getting
from the
really hurt
people.
badly. They make money.
These are the
Let
people.
them keep their money. I'm going to protect Social Security and Medicare. Democrats are going to destroy Social Security and Medicare because all of these people, by the millions they're coming in, they're going to be on Social Security and Medicare and other things, and you're not able to afford it. They are destroying your Social Security and your Medicare. Under my plan, incomes will skyrocket, inflation will vanish completely, jobs will come roaring back, and the middle class will prosper like never, ever before, and we're going to do it very rapidly.
Social Security's been dead since we started running that fucking debt.
We've been saying that for decades.
But no hope.
Well,
or
yeah, but with
dream we
$33
have
trillion
for
in debt, where do you think
America
that's
can
coming
from?
succeed
They've been saying it for
unless we
decades.
stop the illegal immigrant invasion, the worst that's ever been seen anywhere in the world. There's never been an invasion like this anywhere. Third world countries would fight with sticks and stones not to let this happen.
Stick and stone like break my bones.
Order. We will stop it, and we will stop it quickly. You heard Tom Homan yesterday. Tom Homan, put him in charge and just sit back and watch. Brandon Judd, the Border Patrol, he's incredible. These guys, they really, their job
See, I
is.
told you he was talking about Brandon Judd, not
they went to their
fucking Biden Brandon.
Border Patrol, ICE goes out. You have to see what ICE does with MS-13. You have these are probably the worst gang, and ICE goes in there. And I know a lot of people on these rows here, and they're very tough people, but they don't want to do this job. They'll go into a pack of MS-13 killers. They're the worst, probably the worst gangs in the world. We have thousands of them. I moved thousands and thousands out in my 4 years. We moved them out, and it was a pleasure. But ICE would go right into a pack of these killers, and you see fists flying, you see everything flying, and then they take them. They
Yeah,
put
because
them
the
in
government's
a
the
paddy wagon.
toughest gang on the
They
planet.
take them back and they get them out of our country. And the other countries weren't accepting them back. And I called up and I said, tell them that we're not giving them economic aid anymore. And the next day I got calls from all of these countries that were terminated. Billions of dollars we spend on economic aid to countries that does us, frankly, no good. And the next day I was called by everybody. I couldn't take all the calls. Sir, what's the problem? I said, you won't take your killers back that you sent in caravans into America. You won't take them back. Well, sir, if you'd like us to, we would give very serious consideration to doing that. And within 24 hours, they
Son
were
of a
being
bitch.
taken back for years and years. When I first came
Use
in,
Biden's quote.
they
Son
said
of a bitch.
President Obama tried to
Yeah, I should
get
do
him
that.
to go
Fuck.
back, and they wouldn't accept him. They put planes on the runway so you couldn't leave the plane. They'd close the road so you couldn't take the buses. They'd all have to turn back. As soon as I said no more economic aid of any kind to any country that does that, they called back and they said, sir, it would be
Money
a great
talks.
honor to take MS-13. We love them very much.
Money talk. That's right. Money talk.
It'd be an honor to take MS-13. We love them very much.
Yes.
At the heart of the Republican platform is our pledge to end this border nightmare and fully restore the sacred and sovereign borders of the United States of America. And we're going to do that on day one. That means two things on day one, right? Drill, baby, drill, and close our borders.
That's what you said last time, though.
You did. You did.
I got the
By
stats.
way,
They
and I think
doubled.
everybody, as a Republican, as a patriot in this room, and most Democrats, we want people to come into our country, but they have to come into our country legally. Legally. Less than 4 years ago, I handed this administration the strongest border in American history. But you can see on the chart
day
that
one,
saved my life.
they
That was the
freaking
chart
opened
that
it up.
saved my life. I said, look it, I'm so proud of it. I think it's one of the greatest. It was done by the Border Patrol. One of the greatest charts I've ever seen. It showed everything just like that. You know the chart. Oh, there it is. That's pretty good. Wow. Last
Technology.
time I put up that chart, I never really got to look at it.
Yeah.
Without that chart, I would not be here today.
Yeah.
It's true.
Never got to look at it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
Jimmy. That's Laura. John. Just Mary.
Yeah, I know you know
I said,
everybody.
You gotta see
Fucking
this chart. I was so proud of it.
former
By the time I
RNC chairman
got to
Ken Madden
there-
over here.
Well, I was
I
asking
never
why
got
me
to
and
see it
Ken
that
were,
day.
why we weren't all at the
But I'm
RNC
seeing it
right
now,
now
and I
with
was
the
very
little
proud.
podcast.
If you
booth,
look at
but,
the
Well, I
on
mean,
the
if you would have
bottom,
taken your trip in the
that's
middle of the summer,
lowest
you can take it
level, the one
now.
on the bottom.
I don't want to
heavy
go to
red arrow.
Milwaukee.
That's the lowest level of illegal immigrants ever to come into our country in recorded history, right there.
That's
Right
false stats.
And that was my last week in office. And then you see what happened after I left. Look at the rest. And if you go out a little bit further, it's getting to be a little bit old, but I love it anyway, right? But you can go much higher with those numbers. Look what happened right after that. The invasion began. We
Yeah,
had
look
the
what
opposite.
happened.
We stopped
The numbers
invasion, but the
doubled,
invasion that we
and
stopped
then
was
Mexico finally started
peanuts by
cooperating, and then
comparison
COVID
to what
happened, so it
happened after I
conveniently
left. Look
dropped.
at what happened after I left. They took over our country. We ended all catch and release. We shut down asylum fraud. We stopped human trafficking and forged historic agreements to keep illegal aliens on foreign soil. We want them to stay on their soil. Under the Trump administration, if you came in illegally, you were apprehended immediately and you were deported. You went right back. The current administration terminated every single one of those great Trump policies that I put in place to seal the border. I wanted a seal border. Again, come in, but come in legal. You know how unfair it is? So many people, hundreds of thousands of people, have been working for years to come into our country. And now they see these people pour into our country at levels that are unprecedented. So unfair. And we're not going to do it. We're not going to stand for it. They suspended wall construction, ended remain in Mexico. We had a policy,
We're
remain
not
in
gonna
Mexico. You
take
think that
it.
was
Alpha
easy
point light.
from the Mexican
Alpha point
government?
light.
But I said, you must give it to us. If you don't give it to us, there will be repercussions. And they gave it to us, but not easy. Canceled our Safe Third agreements, demolished Title 42, implemented nationwide catch and release. That's catch and release, where we catch them and release them into our country. We catch them and release them into Mexico. There's a slight difference. And took 93,
Semantics.
this is the previous administration, 93 executive actions to throw open our border to the world. The entire world is pouring into our country because of this very foolish administration. The greatest invasion in history is taking place right here in our country. They are coming in from every corner of the earth, not just from South America, but from Africa, Asia, the Middle East. They're coming from everywhere. They're coming at levels that we've never seen before. It is
Bermuda.
indeed, and this administration does absolutely nothing to stop them.
Why would they stop him?
Coming from prisons, they're coming from jails, they're coming from mental institutions and insane asylums.
Hey, at least they have him in those countries.
Always on me because I say this. Has anyone seen Silence of the Lambs?
Has anyone seen Escape from LA? Because that's what you're wanting to do.
He'd love to have you for dinner.
That's what Bruce wants to do.
That's insane asylums. They're emptying out their insane asylums.
Well, we have none to put them in, so why don't we start building them?
Before bad things are going to happen. Meanwhile,
True.
our crime rate is going up while crime statistics all over the world are going down because they're taking their criminals and they're putting them into our country. A certain country, and I happen to like the president of that country very much, but he's been getting great publicity because he's a wonderful shepherd of the country. He says how well the country's doing because their crime rate is down. And he said he's training all of these rough people. They're rough. He's training them. And I've been reading about this for 2 years. I think, oh, that's wonderful. Let's take a look at it. But then I realized he's not training them. He's sending all of his criminals, his drug dealers, his people that are in jails. He's sending them all to the United States. And he's different in that he doesn't say that. He's trying to convince everybody what a wonderful job he does in running the country. Well, he doesn't do a wonderful job. And by the way, if I ran one of the countries, many countries from all over, I would be worse than any of them. I would have had the place totally emptied out already.
Good point.
The solution is very simple, Trump.
But we become a dumping ground for the rest of the world, which is laughing at us. They think we're stupid. And they can't believe that they're getting away with what they're getting away with, but they're not going to be getting away with it for long. That's what I can tell you.
The solution is very simple. You take all these people that are criminals and you put them in our jails and let out the people who have pot possession.
Caracas, high crime. Caracas, Venezuela, really a dangerous place, but not anymore. Because in Venezuela, crime is down 72%. In fact, if they would ever win this election, I hate to even say that, we will have our next Republican convention in Venezuela because it will be safe. Our cities will be so unsafe, we will not be able to have it there in El Salvador. Murders are down by 70%. Why are they down? Now, he would have you convinced that because he's trained murderers to be wonderful people. No. They're down because they're sending their murderers to the United States of America. This is going to be very bad. And bad things are going to happen, and you're seeing it happen all the time. That's why, to keep our families safe, the Republican platform promises to launch the largest deportation operation in the history of our country.
Even more than
that of President Dwight D. Eisenhower
and
many
Obama.
years ago. You know, he was a moderate, but he believed very strongly in borders. He had the largest deportation operation we've ever had. Just recently, I spoke to the grieving mother of Jocelyn Nungary, a wonderful woman, a precious 12-year-old girl from Houston who last month was tied up, assaulted, and strangled to death after walking to the convenience store just a block away from her house. Her body was dumped near the side of the road in a shallow creek, found by some onlookers who couldn't believe what they had witnessed. charged with Jocelyn's heinous murder, are 2 illegal aliens from Venezuela who came across our border, were in custody, and were then released into the country by this horrible, horrible administration that we have right now. I also met recently with the heartbroken mother and sister of Rachel Morin. Rachel was a 37-year-old mom of 5 beautiful children who was brutally raped and murdered while out on a run. She wanted to keep herself in good shape. It was very important to her. She was murdered. The monster responsible first killed another woman in El Salvador before he was led into America by the White House. This White House let them in. He then attacked a 9-year-old girl and her mother in a home invasion in Los Angeles before murdering Rachel in Maryland. Traveled all throughout the country, doing tremendous damage. Rachel's mother will never be the same. I spent time with her. She will never be the same. I've also met with the wonderful family of Laken Riley, the brilliant 22-year-old nursing
Bringing them
student.
all
She
up.
was so proud of being first in her class, who was out for a jog on the campus of the University of Georgia when she was assaulted, beaten, and horrifically killed. Yet another American life was stolen by a criminal alien set free by this administration. And these were incredible people we're talking about. These were incredible people who
They're
died.
just saying fat people are hard to
Tonight,
kidnap, so people should stop
this is
exercising.
my vow. I will not let these killers
my
and
plan.
criminals into our country.
They eat bacon.
If these ladies would just stop trying to be fit, they wouldn't be kidnapped so
I don't
easily.
die because I eat pork and bacon.
I
So,
will keep our
and drink
sons and
coffee.
daughters safe. As we bring security to our streets, we will help bring stability to the world. I was the first president in modern times to start no new wars. You know, we were the toughest. We were the most respected.
True.
Yep. Yep.
And you saw this. Hungry, strong country run by very powerful, tough leaders. Tough guy. Press doesn't like him because he's tough. And he came out recently. They were asking him at an interview, the whole world is exploding. What's happening? What's going on? Viktor Orban, Prime Minister of Hungary, very tough man. He said, I don't want people coming into my country and blowing up our shopping centers and killing people. But they said to him, tell us what's going wrong, what's happening, what is it? He said, there's only one way you're going to solve it. You got to bring President Trump back to the United States because he kept everybody
He did say that.
at bay. So, he used a word I wouldn't use because I can't use that word.
He showed you drone
Because
footage
say
of his
it was
house.
braggadocious. The press
Of
would
your
say
house.
He's a braggart. I'm not a braggart. But Viktor Orban said it. He said Russia was afraid of him. China was afraid of him. Everybody was afraid of him. Nothing was going to happen. The whole world was at peace. And now the world is blowing up around us. All of these things that you read about were not going to happen. Under President Bush, Russia invaded Georgia. Under President Obama, Russia took Crimea. Under the current administration,
Crimea River.
Russia is after all of Ukraine. Under President Trump, Russia took nothing.
True story.
True story.
It is.
Yeah, he should go on the long list of all the countries that America took over under all of those presidents.
We defeated 100%.
He could still
of
say
ISIS
he
in
didn't take
Syria.
one of those.
I'm just saying, though. He should go on that one next.
Said
That's the one he should go on next. He never does.
Sir, it'll take 5 years, sir. We did it in a matter of a couple of months. We have a great military. Our military is not woke. It's just some of the fools on top that are woke.
Half the military's not even in anymore.
I got along very well. North Korea, Kim Jong-un, I got along very well with him. The press hated when I said that. How could you get along with him? Well, you know, it's nice to get along with somebody who has a lot of nuclear weapons or otherwise, isn't it? See, in the old days, you'd say, that's a wonderful thing. Now they say, how could you possibly do that? But no, I got along with them, and we stopped the missile launches from North Korea. Now North Korea is acting up again, but When we get back, I get along with him. He'd like to see me back too. I think he misses me, if you want to know the truth. Our opponents inherited a world of peace and turned it into a planet of war. We're in a planet of war. Look at that attack on Israel. Look at what's happening with Ukraine. The cities are just bombed out. How can people live like that where buildings, massive buildings are falling to the ground?
Yeah, but he's been talking this for a while.
With the disastrous withdrawal from
did it on Dr. Phil,
Afghanistan, the
too.
worst humiliation in the history of our country. We have never had a humiliation like that. 13 heroic U.S. service members were tragically and needlessly killed. 45 others were horrifically wounded. Nobody ever talks about them. No arms, no legs, face explosions, horrifically wounded.
Face explosions sound like a good Friday night.
In this room, who's running for the U.S. Senate from a great state, Nevada, named Sam Brown.
Nevada.
Who paid the ultimate price. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Sam. Thank you.
Stand up, Sam. Take a bow.
He paid the biggest price probably ever paid by anybody that is running for office, and I think he's going to do great. He's running against a person that is not good, not respected, a total lightweight. But Sam, I think, paid really, we were talking about it with some of the senators that are working so hard for Sam, but he paid the biggest price of any senator ever to run for the Senate. I don't think anybody's ever what he did. He was a real hero, a really great person. Then he's running, and I hope that everybody gets out and votes for Sam Brown. And we also left behind $85 billion worth of military equipment, along with many American citizens were left behind. Many American citizens. Emboldened by that disaster, Russia invaded Ukraine. They saw this group of people that were incompetent. We took the soldiers out first. No, we're going to take the soldiers out second. If they would have followed my plan, we had a great plan. But the plan only kicked in if they did everything perfectly. And they weren't doing things perfectly. So we said it doesn't kick in. 18 months in Afghanistan, we didn't have one. So they were killing them left and right, snipers. And I spoke to the head of the Taliban. You've heard this story. Abdul, still there, still the head of the Taliban. The press got on me. Why would you speak to him? I said, because that's where the killing is. I don't have to speak to somebody that has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And I told him, don't ever do that. Don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that again. You got to stop. Because during the Obama administration, many great people and soldiers, but a lot of soldiers were being killed from long distance. I said, if you keep doing that, you're going to be hit harder than anybody's ever been hit by a country before.
That Nagasaki's sitting there going, well, I don't know about that.
He said, I understand, Your Excellency. He called me Your Excellency. I wonder if he calls the other guy Your Excellency. I doubt it. The other guy gave him everything. I mean, what kind of a deal was that? He walked out, gave him everything. Do you know that right now Afghanistan is one of the largest sellers of weapons in the world? They're selling the brand new, beautiful weapons that we gave them. But think of it. He actually said to me, but why do you show me a picture of my home? I said, you'll have to ask your people or one of your wives. And he could figure it out. And for 18 months, we had not one attack on an American soldier by the Taliban. 18 months.
He showed the picture of the wife, not that he was going to kill her, because he would go over there and fuck her himself.
Yeah, he's like, yo, I'm going to put my dick in her mouth.
By killing everyone else.
We had that horrible day where soldiers were killed. I was not there because of a ridiculous election. But we had that horrible attack. And they also gave up Bagram, one of the biggest bases anywhere in the world, air bases anywhere in the world, the longest runways, most powerful, hardened, thickened runways. We gave it up. And I liked it, not because of Afghanistan. I liked it because of China. It's 1 hour away from where China makes their nuclear weapons. And you know who has it now? China has it now. We were keeping that. And now China is likewise circling Taiwan, and Russian warships and nuclear submarines are operating 60 miles off the coast in Cuba. Do you know that? No, the press refuses to write about it. If that were me running this country and we had nuclear submarines in Cuba, I will tell you that the headlines every day would be, what's wrong with our president? You don't even hear this. You're not hearing about this. Russia has nuclear submarines and warships.
Let me say it louder for the people in the back.
Mr. Congressman from Miami, by the way, happens to be here. Correct?
I'm in the back, so I didn't hear him the first time.
In Cuba.
Yeah.
And that would not
Let me
be
say it louder for
spoke
people in the
if it
back.
were somebody else. They don't even.
Let me tell you
they
one of
don't
the
wanna
documents
mention
that
it,
I
but now
had
maybe
at
they
my
will.
house. It says,
And the entire world, I tell you this, we want our hostages back, and they better be back before I assume office, or you will be paying a very big price.
What hostages? He's talking about Afghanistan? What hostages is he talking about?
We've got Afghanistan. We've got some in not Israel, in Gaza.
we still got some. Yeah, we still got some hostages.
No, just because we own Israel doesn't mean there are hostages.
And chaos will be over. I don't have wars.
No, those are
I had no
Americans.
wars other
There's
than
American
ISIS, which I
hostages over there.
defeated.
American
Israel's a
hostages.
war
Israel
zone.
needs to
We
make
have
their
no
bed and
wars.
lie in
I
it.
could stop
That's my
wars with a
fucking opinion.
telephone call.
Fucking piece of shit.
I could stop wars with just a telephone call. If properly stated, it would never start. We will replenish our military and build an Iron Dome missile defense system to ensure that no enemy can strike our homeland. And this great Iron Dome will be built entirely in the USA. We're going to build it.
We build it completely out of
And
steel. It's going to be beautiful. We're going to have lights instead of the sun.
Gonna block out the sun. We won't have any more global
You're
warming.
doing a very nice job, Governor, right? Thank you, Governor. And they're doing a great job. In fact, I had a little design change, and we gave them a tremendous for essentially what we used to call destroyers. These are now the most beautiful. They look like yachts. I said, we have to take the bow and we have to make it a little nicer and a little point at the top instead of a flat nose. And the people at the shipyard said, this guy sort of knows what he's doing. We have the most beautiful ships, right, Governor? And everybody's sitting over
They
there.
don't have to look nice. They
And
just
it
need
was
to
a big
fucking kill
contract
people.
that everybody wanted. I gave it to Wisconsin, but we're going to have a lot of that built right here in the state of Wisconsin. And
Wisconsin
all
builds a
other
ton of
states.
warships.
Israel has an Iron
Ton of them.
Dome. They have a missile defense system. 342 missiles were shot into Israel, and only one got through a little bit. It was badly wounded. It fell to the ground, but most of them are. And Ronald Reagan wanted this many years ago, but we really didn't have the technology many years ago. Remember, they called it Starship, spaceship, anything to mock him. But he was a very good president. Very,
You mean
very
the Star
good.
Wars program under George W. Bush? Is that what you're talking about?
No, they called it
But
Star
now
Wars
we
during
have
Reagan.
unbelievable technology.
They must have
And why
rebooted
should
it for
other
Bush too.
countries have this and we
It was the
don't?
same
No,
program.
No, we're going to
Yeah,
build
that's
an
what I
Iron
mean.
Dome over our country, and we're going
1982.
to be sure that nothing can come and harm our people. And again, from an economic development standpoint, we're going to make it all right here. No more sending it out to other countries in order to help. It's America first. America first. We will unleash
Sharks
the
with
power
lasers in
of
their
American
frickin' heads.
innovation. And as we
Exactly.
do, we will soon be on the verge of finding the cures to cancer, Alzheimer's disease, and many other diseases.
Thanks to the
We're going to
mRNA
get to the
technology
bottom
of
of
the
it.
vaccine, the beautiful vaccine.
You remember this gentleman that I don't want to mention other than one time I had to, because when you say you're the 10 worst, I had to do it. I didn't want anybody to be confused. But this man said, we're going to find the cure to cancer. Nothing happened. We're going to get to the cure for cancer and Alzheimer's and so many other things. We're so close to doing something great. But we need a leader that will let it be done. We will not have men playing in women's sports. That will end immediately.
Yeah, baby.
When are we ever going to get women playing in men's sports?
That would be kind of cool.
You know, real equality.
And we will restore and renovate our nation's once great cities, making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. And that includes our nation's capital, which is a horrible killing field. So many things. They leave from Wisconsin, they go to look at the Washington Monument, they end up getting stabbed, killed, or shot. We will be very soon very
Yeah, it's the
proud
city
of
of
our
crooks.
capital.
What do you expect?
Again, Washington, D.C.
That's literally what politicians do. They stab you, they kill you, they fucking shoot you with vaccines. They fucking take your money.
On the cusp of a new golden age, but we will have the courage to seize it. We're going to take it. We're going to make it a current. I mean, we're going to bring this into a golden age like never seen before. Remember this, China wants to do it, Japan wants to do it, all of these countries want to do it. We have to produce massive amounts of energy if we're going to produce the new. If you look at some of the things that have been done and some of the things that we're going to do, but AI needs literally twice the electricity that's available now in our country. Can you imagine? But instead, we're spending places where they recharge electric cars. They built 8 chargers at a certain location toward the Midwest. 8 chargers for $9 billion. Think of them as a tank for filling up your gas. Think of it. They spent $9 billion on 8 chargers, 3 of which didn't work. And if you are going to do this all over our country, this crazy electric mandate, if you're going to do this all, and by the way, I'm all for electric. They have their application. But if somebody wants to buy a gas-powered car, gasoline-powered car, or a hybrid, they're going to be able to do it.
I want a real hydrogen-powered car. Why you won't let me do that?
They will let you.
Those are banned.
No,
not the hydrogen fuel cells, the real hydrogen-powered ones.
It's not feasible yet.
So to conclude,
no, it is because they won't fucking take the boot off the neck.
Just a few short days ago, my journey with you nearly ended. We know that, and yet
instead of the right to try, let's have the right to innovate.
Together, talking about the future, promise, and a total renewal of a thing we love very much. It's called America. We live in a world of miracles. None of us knows God's plan or where life's adventure will take us. I want to thank Franklin Graham for being here tonight. He's an outstanding man. He wrote me a note recently. I have a lot of respect for him. Sir, I love your storytelling. I think it's great in front of these big rallies. But, sir, please do me one favor. It won't make any difference. Please don't use any foul language. I was a little embarrassed. I said, he said, it won't make any difference. Actually, it does. The story's not quite as good, but I've been very good. The story's not quite as good, to be honest. I got to have a little talk with Franklin, but he was great.
Dude, if he would have been like,
gentleman, his
I
father
thought,
was
well,
so incredible,
shit.
Billy Graham.
My
My father used to love taking me to see Billy Graham. My father would take me to see Billy Graham at Yankee Stadium. He had the biggest rallies you've ever seen. He was a good rally guy, too. But he'd get up, and he was a fantastic guy. My father loved Billy Graham. But I love Franklin Graham. I think Franklin's been fantastic, and I'm working so hard to adhere to his note to me. I'm working hard on it, Franklin. But if the events of last Saturday make anything clear, it is that every single moment we have on earth is a gift from God.
Can't argue that.
We have to make the most of every day for the people and for the country that we love. The attacker in Pennsylvania wanted to stop our movement, but the truth is the movement has never been about me. It has always been about you. It's your movement. It's the biggest movement in the history of our country by far.
That's a powerful statement right there.
Yeah, well, he stole it from Vivek, but besides that.
It has always been about the hardworking, patriotic citizens.
Well, he said
of America.
that since 2016. They're not after,
for too long, our
him.
nation has settled for
They're
too
after
little.
us.
We settled
He's
for
in the
too
way.
little. We've given everything to other nations, to other people. You have been told to lower your expectations and to accept less for your families. I am here tonight with the opposite message. Your expectations are not big enough. not big enough.
Oh, Jason says that.
You haven't seen my expectations,
says that.
Booker.
It is time
Jason
to
says
start expecting and demanding the best leadership in the world, leadership that is bold, dynamic, relentless, and fearless. We can do that. We are Americans. Ambition is our heritage. Greatness is our birthright. But as long as our energies are spent fighting each other, our destiny will remain out of reach.
Right about
And
that.
that's not acceptable. We must instead take that energy and use it to realize our country's true potential and write our own thrilling chapter of the American story. We can do it together. We will unite. We are going to come together, and success will bring us together. It is a story of love, sacrifice, and so many other things. And remember
Kevlar
the
vest has got to
word
be getting heavy right now.
devotion. It's unmatched devotion. Our American ancestors
I
crossed
think the
the
huge
Delaware,
balls hold it up.
survived the icy winter at Valley
Probably.
Forge, and defeated a mighty empire to establish our cherished republic. They fought so hard, they lost so many. They pushed thousands and thousands of miles across a dangerous frontier, taming the wilderness to build a life and a magnificent home for their family. They packed their families into covered wagons, trekked across hazardous
Nasty.
trails,
was
scaled
nasty.
towering mountains, and braved rivers and rapids to stake their
Get it
claim
out.
on the wide open, new, and very beautiful frontier.
That's what I feel. That's what
When
I
our
feel
way
about
of
his
life
fucking
was
message
threatened,
right now.
American patriots marched onto the battlefield,
Well, this
This
is
is how
more
I
than a
feel.
20-page.
enemy
This
strongholds,
is more
and
than a
stared down
20-page
death
speech.
and stared down those enemies to keep alive
single
the flame of
space.
freedom. At Yorktown, Gettysburg, and Midway, they joined the roll call of immortal heroes. So many just so many heroes, so many great, great people. And we have to cherish those people. We can't forget those people. We have to cherish those people.
He's
And
talking about
building
you people,
monuments
Chris.
to those great people
You
is a
people.
good thing, not a bad
You
thing.
people, that's right. You people, Chris.
They saved
don't
our
remem-
country.
Did I skip the part where he says he's going to fix the
No
VA?
challenge was too much.
Just
No
wondering.
hardship
I haven't-
He
I
already,
might
he
have-
already fixed it. It's amazing.
No
I got
enemy
the
was
book.
too fierce.
I got my.
Together these patriots soldiered on and
It's
endured.
fixed. It's all better
Chris,
now. We
They
got
prevailed.
books.
You
because
should
they
tell us
had
about the book
faith in each
sometime.
other, faith in their country, and above all, they had faith
Did you ever
in their
post that,
God.
Bruce? Did you?
Just
With the
like
book?
My video.
ancestors, we must now
No, I
come
have not. I'm
together,
sorry,
rise
dude.
above past differences. Any
We'll talk about it.
disagreements have to be
Missed
put aside
opportunity.
and go forward, united as one people, one nation, pledging allegiance to one great, beautiful, I think it's so beautiful, American flag.
It sounds like a good backup
Tonight I
video
ask for
to
your
this
partnership.
speech, though.
For your support, and I am humbly asking for your vote. I want your vote. Going to make our country great again. Every day, I
Nice.
will
This is a real
strive to
MAGA
honor
flag.
The trust you have placed in me,
Nice.
and I will
is
never
a real
ever
make
let you
America
down. I
great again
promise that.
flag.
I will never let
Yep.
you down.
Nice. Nice.
To
It's the
all
black
of
one, too, not that
forgotten
pussy
men
yellow
and
one.
Women who have been neglected, abandoned, and left behind, you will be forgotten no longer. We will press forward, and together we will win, win, win.
Shit.
Shrek.
Oh, Shrek? I thought they were saying shit.
Win,
Oh,
win,
I thought-
win.
Quit. Oh, sorry.
Nothing will sway us, nothing will slow us, and no one will ever stop us. No matter what dangers come our way, no matter what obstacles lie in our path, we will keep striving toward our shared and glorious destiny, and we will not fail. We will not fail.
Like a bullet in the air, we will be
Together
grazed, but we will come
save
great
this
again.
country. We will restore the republic and we will usher in the rich and wonderful tomorrows that our people so truly deserve. America's future will be bigger, better, bolder, brighter, happier, stronger, freer, greater, and more united than ever before.
They had that flag wrong side up. They need to put it upside down. If the country's really that bad, you have the flag upside down. It's a sign of stress.
Simply put,
Yes.
we
it's
will very quickly make
They don't believe in their
America
movement enough.
great again. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Wisconsin. God bless you.
Play 50 Cent.
God
Play
bless you,
50 Cent.
Wisconsin.
That would be
and God
awesome.
bless the United States of America, our great country. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
There it is. That's 50 cents right there. It's
There it
50
is.
cents and 75 tokens.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's a good tune.
Hold on.
That's a good one.
I'm coming.
That's a great tune. Look at that. I gotta look at this.
Hey, you can't whisper in that ear, bitch. I can't hear.
She needs to go at the end of it, and she needs to go and do a video with him. So you did so good tonight. You said all the things.
You answered all the questions.
You answered all the
You
questions.
said all the things.
And he should
would
look
be
at her and
funny.
just go, "Bitch, please."
You know, Horkos had that queued up to the T, baby. That's a true DJ right there. That's a true MC
Okay.
right there.
Harkos, you should really play the one where he did the show with the improvised photo.
Well, as
So 50 Cent actually performed last night. Many men with the Donald Trump artwork behind him. Check it out.
See the picture in the background, the face?
yeah, I saw your video on TikTok, dude. It was cool. It was totally cool.
I just don't know who 50 Cent is.
Actually
Huh?
50 who?
50
He's
Cent.
the brother of 49 Cent.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait.
Half
Here we go. Here's Trump's new motto.
Not even supposed to be here today.
Oh,
Exactly.
Clerks.
Clerks. I love that movie.
Minnesotans.
No, whenever
one
he
picture-
said that, remember when he said that, Bruce? You're like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
from 92. And I'm like, oh, shit, I had to pull it up real quick.
Yeah, I said it was from Clerks.
So,
Right, I know. As soon as he said it, I was like, okay, hold on.
so as we
Stick
go
around,
into
guys.
our-
Stick around because we're going to be commenting on what we just saw, what we all witnessed on the stage at the RNC in beautiful Wisconsin, in a Mary Cann's area, which we should be at. We should have been there. I mean, we should have been live, and we should have been part of the crowd. Ken,
Yeah,
what's
you
up?
took your vacation a month early.
I'm literally
guess
in the
car
green
show.
room there. So
You
I'm
had a
in the green
choice.
room, Wisconsin.
You had a choice: car show, RNC. Then you're like, you know what? Let's go to car show.
I did.
Better
I
better
did.
choice. You better choice.
I did.
Better
You've
choice.
chosen correctly.
But we had a great crowd tonight. It was fantastic, and like I said, dude, we're just kicking around. You guys got privileged to be on our Thursday night therapy call, and this is what we do for therapy. Not usually one of our therapy calls, but I mean this is what we do on Thursday
Yeah.
night.
For the first 20 minutes, you get to see me fulfilling an order.
Yep. And usually if it's a therapy call, none of us are wearing pants, but because we're in public, we've got pants
I'm
on.
not wearing pants.
I'm not wearing.
Well,
pants.
we actually pulled
Well,
Jason.
skirts don't count, you guys.
Well, we pulled Jason
wearing
out
a
of
skirt.
his wordless demise and dungeon that he was in. He took over the show this morning, and for you guys that don't know, we do have a morning show on X. We have X Spaces in the morning. Comes on about 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 7 a.m. on the Mountain, 8 a.m. on the Central, and 9 a.m. on the Eastern Time. You guys can
And
chime
X-
in.
Loaded in caffeine this morning. So that's
And
why.
X is in morning every day we do it. So
Yeah, something like that.
Hey,
Ken, how many drinks you've
Bruce?
had tonight so far?
not enough. I've burped at the same time I was talking.
I heard that.
I basically had
2 for
one.
me.
But it's
2 for me.
Oh, you're
2
two
for
in.
me.
You're one ahead of me. Like I said, I just got the little bottle.
Well, I just did the full mug full, so I mean that's what I was drinking on all night
so-
at the gym.
Bruce and Ken, I just want to ask you a question.
Yes.
Have you guys noticed that I haven't been in the Matrix tonight?
You have not been in the Matrix tonight. So what's up? Did you get Skylink?
Nope.
You're nice and clear too. I mean,
Look at how clean you are.
Look
You're
at
a
that.
nice, clean.
Why
got
are
a
you guys
haircut?
eating your microphones?
Well, because I'm nice and
Of
clean.
course.
Because I took a shower tonight. That's why I'm nice and clean.
Oh, it's beautiful.
But no, I
Bruce, now we can't hear you.
Yeah, which is good. Go
Yeah.
keep
Bruce is like, oh, I'm too close. Okay, how about this? Is that
I
better?
upgraded my internet. I couldn't stand the slow stuff anymore.
It looks great, man. You're a handsome goddammit. I mean, I've seen you in real life, but nothing like this.
He's got his haircut.
Yeah, I thought it was just a haircut. I didn't know that you had better
Hair as in plural, like in two.
two
Yeah.
hairs cuts off of his head. That was it.
Jason,
What'd
you
you
know
guys
what?
think? So
You
where
are
we at?
the shit.
Harkos, we know what you thought. We know. What you
Yeah,
thought.
so I wanted to talk about something that they keep wanting to show on this goddamn graph of all graphs. I hit the wrong button. I took myself out of here. So, straight from the CBP, Border Patrol statistics, right? 17 is when Trump got in, right? It's 500,000. The next year, when Trump was still in, 683,000. And then it doubled under Trump. The enforcements were the lowest ever. The lowest ever. We did such a good job with the wall that it doubled the people that tried to come here towards the end of my presidency. People wanted to come so bad that we got double the people that came here. And then the China virus happened and it took it down to 646. And that's what they keep toting. When I left the presidency, we had the lowest number ever. Yeah, because
True
the whole
story.
goddamn country was shut down.
Yeah.
However, you don't talk about this, the doubling right before that.
Right.
On that trajectory, 2020 was expected to be almost 2 million, which would have been approximately what it was in 2021, right? We would have seen 2021 numbers in 2020 if at the same trajectory that Trump's the Great Wall did. See, this is the shit I don't like.
Unless
is
the
when
wall
they
was done.
When they fuck with the numbers like this. I'm not gonna say that this is not bad. This is bad. All right, 21 on, yeah, 100%. But they miss this. They don't talk about that, and that's what I have a problem with.
Why would they talk about that?
Why would they talk about it?
Yeah, exactly. Why would they admit
That's
the
why we-
truth
that's
that
why
they
we talk.
doubled fucking immigration here, and then they want to say opposite land? That's my problem. They're like the apprehensions were the lowest. No, the stock market was actually true. I went and checked that. The stock market actually did. It went the Dow
goes up and down.
Yeah, the Dow was 200 points higher. It actually did set a record.
So,
but that was also because of the $7 trillion we gave those executives to do stock buybacks.
Those 1.1 million wanted that tax break that he was given. So
apparently, yeah, either that or they were preparing for all the stock buybacks that were happening in 2020 after the fucking crash.
There you
go. I like what you're saying here, Harkos, but you got to go back 10 years before Trump, and I want to see what those numbers are, because I want to see trends, because the same thing you're saying about cherry picking numbers, you could be doing the same thing. You've got to look at a 25-year trend on stuff like this. You can't look.
I
at
could
just a
be,
couple years.
but all I'm doing is the whole line that they tote is that border crossings and everything like that went down. People knew we were serious, but it went up his whole term.
Okay, but exactly what I'm saying is you got to look from 2010 to 2017. What was it doing? So those are good. I'm just saying to be intellectually honest.
Yeah, there's no doubt they're good numbers.
Because if Obama's border crossings was like 1,300 people a month, well then there's something to it. You know, if the trajectory is just an honest to God trajectory, no matter what the president is, I mean, obviously COVID fucked everything. So and everybody's using COVID numbers to sway whatever they want
Right.
to sway. That's why Biden says he had the best job growth ever. It's the same exact fact.
Exactly.
It's like,
yeah,
no, you
they're using the
didn't,
same
fucking-
thing.
Yeah, because
So
we're definitely gonna do the DNC. So that's for sure. We did the RNC. We got to be fair. We got to do the DNC.
Do you know how shit-faced I'm going to have to be to sit through that bullshit? And I am intellectually
Well, me too.
honest, but these motherfuckers.
Well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see if Biden can make it through, through an acceptance speech, and whether or not he gets what do they call that, a brokered convention. Well, it's going to be an interesting convention for the DNC. And like I said, we have to be fair. I did this because, number one, it happened to be on a Thursday. We were going to have this meeting anyway, so I might as well record it up and do the whole thing, man. And so I can't wait for the DNC to check it out, find out what they got to say.
Bruce, I'll take one for the team and I'll listen in with you.
Absolutely.
I might have to have my mic off and be laying flat on the floor.
So here's one from 1990 to 2023.
There we go. Okay.
There
let's
we
check it
go.
out.
Okay.
So what is it? What are we measuring here?
So
That
this is patrol apprehensions and
So
expulsions.
is this the same as the same metric you were looking at on the other one?
Should be. Let me see here. Oh, wait, it's over here.
I just want to make sure we're apples to apples.
Enforcement actions.
Enforcement
Total enforcement encounters.
No,
so this is what I'm asking you about. Is this people that are coming over? Or this is enforcement encounters, because these enforcement encounters and people coming over are two different things.
It says
because you can have people that were here 5 years ago that an important enforcement encounter happened because he was encountering more people because he was actually going after more people.
Right.
So
your metric here might be way off.
Right. So it says that. See here, it includes the encounters both Title 8 and Title 42 expulsions. So inadmissibles refers to individuals encountered at ports of entry, and then expulsions is probably what you're talking about with the deportations.
Right.
So this is including both, and then this.
I'd probably include DACAs, people that are already been in that had not been cleared through their mandated.
That's why these numbers have to be very carefully looked at.
It's the same numbers. Apprehensions and expulsions is the same as this. So these are apprehensions and expulsions. These are inadmissibles with their apprehensions, and these are expulsions. So it'd still be the same number. Now, like what you're trying to say, I think you're a little sloshy, but I think what you're trying to say is the apprehensions may have went down, but expulsions up, and so then the trend still went up.
I'm sloshy. You're sloshy.
Right. Sloshy.
Quit drinking. You're sloshy. Ken.
Yeah, see what I'm saying, Ken?
I'm not sloshy. I've got a throat full of whatever the fuck Jason gave me 2 months ago.
You still got his cum in your throat?
No, I got that. I got a pinched nerve in my neck, so I'm really fucked up right now.
Quit freaking tonguing
Yeah.
each other. You see each other, you'll be all right.
So it looks like there was a trend down for all of these things, right?
What years are we at right here? So
the
talking
down
trends. I want numbers. Tell me what
down?
I can't see because of the
Okay.
thing's too small.
That's what she said. The 2005 is when it started the downward trend.
Yeah.
Right. So that's under Bush, and then during Obama it continued going down, which could have been because they weren't expelling anybody or
nope. Stop
anybody.
right there. Stop right there. We had a massive recession, and that shut down a lot of people coming up.
Well, yeah, this is 2011 right here is when we hit the lowest.
Oh, we were still in the recession.
We were still deep in that recession. That recession
I know.
lasted till 2015.
Oh, I know. I was trying to get my life put together during that point of time. It was fun. So then it went up and then back down over the next couple of years. We're at 2017. We're at 310. So at 2017, that's not the same numbers.
No,
because 2017, according to this, is 526, and this is only
saying,
and this is only saying 310.
That's what I'm saying about the numbers that you're looking at. You want to make sure that you are looking at the same numbers, because figures lie and lie. Figures lie and lies figure. So by taking one graph and looking at it, you need to go through a lot of different information to get that. To actually develop the truth.
1 million people in 1954 there. Check that out.
What is it?
1 million apprehensions in 1954.
Oh, shit.
Look at that.
Yep, that was during Eisenhower when he's like, "Nope, we can't have an invasion."
Yeah, yeah. And then
And
look
he
at
was
all
right.
Yeah, he was right. Yeah, he was correct.
You can't have an invasion of people coming into the country, in a country that we count people and bodies and in the census and not
We can't have
legal
open
bodies.
borders.
Well,
can't have
You can't have open borders.
it's starting in
I wouldn't open
'83.
borders.
Wasn't Reagan in '83?
Yeah.
Yes, matter of fact.
Okay, so starting in '83, it went back up to 1 million again. It was never 1 million from '54 all the way to '83.
Yeah, Reagan had a problem.
Yeah, Reagan had a problem because he had to go with the amnesty. The problem was so bad back then, and nobody wanted to do their job. He had his butt in a sling as far as the Congress was concerned.
It was
The
like
Congress wouldn't move, and
it was essentially
Congress wouldn't move.
It was essentially 1 million every year from '83 to 2006. 2007 is the first year we went under 1 million. Essentially, I mean, there's 2 years here, 2 years there, but you know.
Yeah, the fact
And
of the matter is
2007 was a
we cannot have-
recession.
We cannot have open borders, and I was an open borders guy for a good while until about probably maybe when Obama got in office, and I said this is freaking crazy. This is out of control, and for as bad as California is with immigration and they let people through the border, the fact of the matter is that most of the immigration issues that we have here in California are mostly criminals that get actually put back into Mexico. And most of the people that are coming over the border to come into California are working. They're working the fields. They're working jobs that most white people, brown people, and black people don't want.
Yeah,
so they are the lettuce pickers. They are the fruit pickers.
We need these people. We need these people.
We need those people. Exactly. We need those people. There are certain people we need. There's certain people we don't need. We don't need the criminals that are being let out from other countries because they just want to purge out their prisons and stuff. And I agree with you, Carcos, when you said that, hey, empty our prisons of those people in nonviolent and freaking stupid freaking pot
victimless crimes.
Yeah,
let them go
and throw these other people in there.
Yeah, absolutely. This statistic is the one that everybody should honestly care about. How many black border control agents do we have? That's really, it shows in here. It says 2021 there was 9%.
You're showing your black privilege right there, because it should say how many black woman, lesbian, Muslim border patrol agents
true.
we have.
That's very true.
The average,
because you're parsing your racism.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. The average border patrol agent is our new vice president, male.
You don't fly.
Fuck out of here.
That's the thing. Is you
Fuck out of here.
You don't see the TSA stuff that goes on.
Oh, that's not border patrol. Yeah, that's not border patrol.
That's all Somalians.
Male, white, 39. That's our vice president.
Yeah, baby.
Our new one.
There you go. Like I said,
see? White racism.
You
white
supremacy. You want to see the border patrol? If you want to see the TSA, man, all you got to do is go start flying.
No, I'm good. Thank you. I don't feel like that. If I want to have my balls groped, I got plenty of options for that.
I want somebody else to do it.
They're really good at it. If you say you're gay, then they'll have
my balls once, and I was so disappointed.
It's not gay. If it's TSA.
Say you're gay, and then they get the woman to come in and do it, and they usually find the hot one because they're trying to stick it to the homo.
Oh yeah, there we go.
And then you just get in there and you do a little wiggle, a little jiggle. It's pretty good.
So I did have one thing that I thought of whenever he was talking about whenever he got shot at, and like he said that they were trying to stop the movement, but blah blah blah, everything like that. I was thinking about it with the way that everybody's reacted on the left, especially like the Democrat media, them canceling or whatever the fuck they did to Joe and Mika, and a lot of the rhetoric and everything like that. That's all of a sudden just shifted on a dime since that. I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, that means that the system will come after him different. They'll infiltrate his cabinet and nudge operations to catastrophe to discredit the movement.
Oh, absolutely.
Instead of coming right at him like they have been in the last 8 years, they're gonna disappear and back off, and they're gonna go in. I mean, that's essentially okay. This is essentially what Hydra did in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Okay. The Marvel Cinematic Universe, Captain America came in and they defeated Hydra and they knocked him out and everything. And Hydra came over in Operation Paperclip, infiltrated all the organizations.
Yep.
And this is actually based on a true story because Operation Paperclip did happen and the Nazis did infiltrate our government.
They did that 75 years ago.
Exactly.
And they're
and they're still in. I know.
They're right there and they're still doing that. And that's not effective to him because he's above it. He's above it because he can't be bought. And that's how they get these people because he can buy the same people back.
But
you can't tell me that he isn't paying people off on the side, left and right. They're coming after him as double agents.
Right. But see, the thing is that they have learned how to make him move certain ways. You attack him from one way, he goes at it. So you create issues over here that he has to go run at. And then over here, you do what needs to be done.
He's got people doing stuff on so many different levels.
5D underwater basket weaving chest. I know. I read the QAnon manifest.
But what you're saying, what I'm telling you is what I'm saying is not stuff he doesn't understand and know and has been able to fight it. And he would have been destroyed. It wouldn't be able to run at anything if they were effective at it. They can't get him.
I don't think that his people are that smart.
He's not untouchable.
The people that his people they are that smart because he's got the money. These aren't the people that you're seeing. It's not the people in his cabinet. It's not the people. There's a world of believe me, I know. There's a
guy that rich has really influential friends.
Why did they fuck up so bad in 2020 then?
The lizards in the freaking Washington
2020, you keep not you. I mean, a lot of people keep bringing up 2020 as how does everything get fucked up in 2020? 2020 was the most fucked up year for a lot of reasons, and the Democrat side of the world realized we can take this guy down with this COVID thing. We've got to shut everything down and make it look like his fault.
He did shut it down. He signed 3 executive orders and shut everything down.
Okay.
It's his fault.
Okay.
It's his fault. He keeps wanting to.
Hold on, because you keep saying this. Some things shut down. Some things didn't shut down. The things that didn't shut down, he allowed to stay open. It wasn't he went in there as God and says everyone has to shut down. He just plain didn't. That's just not true. Because states like South Dakota, they didn't change a fucking thing. States like Wisconsin shut down for 2 weeks because of their fucking governor, and then the tavern group came out and said this is unconstitutional and had enough power to unshut it down. And it wasn't because of what Trump did; it was because of what the individual states were the ones that shut everything down. Could he have done more to make that not happen? Of course.
Well, yeah, I mean, he signed the orders to give them the power to do it. They didn't have the power to do it before.
No,
so even the libertarian haven of New Hampshire did it.
Yeah, but they're states. They're states. It's still a state's right.
They're still, They always had the power.
All he did was sign the executive order to grant emergency powers to the states to be able to do what they had the right to do all the time.
Yeah.
So the executive order was nothing but a piece of paper that he signed his name to that anybody could have overridden. I mean, Biden could have overridden the first fucking day in office, but the only thing that he wanted to override was the border, and that's it.
Yeah.
What that first day, the first fucking thing he did
was open that border up.
Open up that fucking border. That's
the first thing he did. He also declared a national emergency and put the military in charge of the COVID response.
What was he supposed to do?
What would
everything he was saying that everybody else should do, but he didn't fucking do. Whenever he signed Operation Warp Speed and still says that thing was amazing. Whenever
nobody knew what this fucking thing was going on as far as COVID was concerned. It was still in its infancy. When it started ramping up and the vaccine came out, remember all the rhetoric about the vaccine that Trump, I'm not going to put that Trump fucking vaccine in my arm. I'm not going to do this. The day fucking Biden took office, everybody wanted the vaccine.
They did.
Everybody wanted the vaccine. And it wasn't Biden's vaccine. It wasn't Biden's vaccine.
It wasn't Trump's vaccine either.
No, exactly. It was developed 10 years prior by Moderna.
No, they have never had a fucking COVID vaccine. Ever have they had a COVID vaccine? They've had an mRNA freaking therapy for dozens of other symptoms and stuff. They decided to try to use that as it. But you look back in MERS and SARS and stuff like that, they always said that the WHO and the CDC said this is impossible. We can't do this. This virus mutates too fast and too much. And the best way you can do is let that burn out. So MERS, MERS and SARS both faded out only because of the fact that their viruses mutated so much it killed themselves. And also viruses have a tendency to shut themselves on and off depending on the competition that they have around them. So I'm pretty well versed in this because I've been studying this stuff for a long time. When COVID first came out, I went like, no, this is bullshit. They're calling it coronavirus. And with the time that they showed they called that a coronavirus, I went and I started doing my fucking research on that. So whether or not a piece of paper that a president fucking signs, which is fucking worthless to the fucking world anyway, because the next president or whoever can override that, Congress can override it, dozens of people can override this stuff, doesn't mean that he did the right thing or the wrong thing. The problem is, or the fact is that the states had the rights to do what the hell that they wanted to do. They did what the hell they wanted to do. I lived under it for fucking 3.5 years because fucking
I moved out of it because of it.
Yeah, he moved out of it. Jason was in it. I don't know, Marcos, what Indiana did, but I don't, because I'm not sure what the makeup is over there and whether they shut down hard. But we fucking shut down hard, dude. I mean, big time fucking hard here in California. And I was just like, what the fuck?
Minnesota did purely because of their governor. 100% because of the governor.
Because Tim Walz.
I mean, Gretchen Whitmer was fucking was just as bad, if not worse than Newsom. I don't think anybody was worse than Newsom, but
Whitmer was terrible.
The fact of the matter is that I started doing research on this stuff as soon as I did, only because of the fact that my son was still alive at the time, and he passed away shortly after. That story. But the fact of the matter is that we're always on top of that shit. Me and my wife are like right on top of it. Something's going on, we're right on top of it. We got to figure out what the fuck this thing is.
And Trump was. If any one of the four of us would have been in there right now, the four of us would have also been trying to figure out a way to get a vaccine or some sort of treatment out. And
I wasn't happy.
We would have worked with any of the companies that were willing to work with us. We would have thrown the money to say, like, all right, we have a vaccine. We have something going on here that we don't know. Millions of people are dying. The hair is on fire. I would think the four of us would have not had Dr. Fauci. We would have had a more
Dr. McCullough, maybe.
Yeah,
who from the beginning of this was saying this is bullshit.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Yeah. That would have been nice, right?
But Trump was also the one in there that was saying we should try some of these other drugs. Maybe we should try this. We should try that. And he got hammered for that.
He got hammered for that.
He got hammered for that. So I don't blame Trump for what happened in COVID. I didn't like his response to it, but compared to the governor in my state at the time, he was the fucking flag waving, don't tread on me fucking president. Compared to what I was living under.
Compared to what Biden and his administration did to freaking reinforce that every fucking single day of his administration until they lifted the emergency orders, it was fucking ludicrous, dude. It was totally ludicrous. And, even the veterans even suffered under that even more than the fucking general public. The veterans fucking suffered under that even more.
But see, the thing is, they didn't lift the emergency order. The emergency order had a timeline on it. See, Trump could have lifted that at any time, and then they would have been able to have all those treatments on market.
Or not even fucking happened, dude.
But he could have lifted it by the end of 2020, and he didn't. That could have been one of those things he did on his way out. Instead of having a fucking instead of having a catastrophe of a fucking rally, he could have been like, "Hey, let's undo this shit real quick before I get the fuck out of here."
You get a million different fucking things that would have saved our country, but the fact of the matter is that he can only do so much, and he was fucking pretty much lame duck on top of that because he was getting fucking bulleted from every fucking angle that you can think of,
and also
with any type of freaking impeachment, with any type of freaking thing that they could drum up on. The media was against him. The freaking Congress was against him. All the senators were.
Half of the Republican Party was against him.
So he could have went and undid those 3 executive orders instead of, I don't know, pardoning Kodak Black and Lil Wayne.
So
instead of pardoning all these other fucking cocksuckers that he fucking pardoned, whenever he's signing those papers, he could have undid those executive orders. on his way out and been like, all right.
You got to remember though, in December of 2020 or January of 2020, it was still a disaster. It was still a shit show where people were supposedly dropping like flies.
21,
and
you
everything.
mean?
No, 2020.
No, you mean
At the end of
December
2020.
2020. Yeah, I'm
So
wrong.
I mean, I'm talking, so from March to 8 months at the end of his at the end of his thing when he's trying to I'm not saying he did everything right. He certainly did not.
No,
but
absolutely
when you're
not.
talking, the executive order didn't do anything. All it did was say, here, you guys can create, you can now declare emergencies and we'll fund you and this and that and the other thing. I'm more pissed off.
Emergency.
I'm more pissed off. Well, it was a national emergency. It was a national emergency.
No, it wasn't. It was nothing. Nobody, hardly anybody died of the shit.
Well,
of it exactly. Everybody else died because they were fucking 85 and were sick as fuck anyway.
What I'm saying,
the same people that died from the flu are the ones that died from this. Nobody extra died.
My next door neighbor died from it. Actually, he did not die from it. He probably died.
Who's got the background there? We can't hear you, Bruce, because you're all mumbly.
Jason.
I have no idea why. That's not me.
Yeah, it was Jason. He's making something. He's working. Yeah. He's working unlike us who are not working.
Yeah. No, I mean, my next door neighbor died, but probably not. He got COVID. Okay. He got the flu. Okay. And then the protocol that they did at the time that he went into the hospital was the basic thing. What they did, they fucking shot him up with what was that? Remdesivir or whatever like that. Stuck a fucking tube down his fucking throat, which they found out later on was the fucking worst fucking thing that they could do. They fucking killed him.
Let me finish my point. What I'm saying, it was a national emergency that was poorly handled because by the middle of May, it should have been done. And just like, you know what, this is horrible. It's going to move through. Be careful, wash your hands, do the deal. But we got to go on with life. That's where Trump fucked up. He should have done that. But look, you know what? None of us were standing there in his shoes, so I don't hold that totally against him. A guy like the governors of the states that just said, you know what, fuck it, I think we're going to be fine. Let's just everyone just be careful. Like Kristi Noem was great about that, and DeSantis started out lockdown, but then he unlocked it when he realized this is not a thing. All the states, everyone, he did something different. And at the end, if you look at all the numbers in all the states, they were all about the same, within a few percentage points of each other to death. Like I said, I was on a podcast at that time, and I was doing a bunch of research too by the CDC and in basically whatever the Minnesota CDC was. I was looking at their numbers because they're about as left wing of a thing as this. And normally you get 6,000 to 8,000 people die of the flu in Minnesota every year. Well, that year we had 32 people, not 3,200, 32. Right. We had 7,000 people die of COVID. Then in January of 2021, on a Friday, in one of the document dumps about COVID, there was a little thing in there that the CDC in January of 2021 came out and said, we're using this PCR test. This is our most accurate test. It's very difficult to tell if it's influenza or the coronavirus. So we're going to recommend everybody erring on the side of coronavirus. And then the doctors, the hospitals were all very much encouraged by the government. And I'm not saying this was Trump. This was the government, the bureaucracy. That was not happening on Trump's, watch.
We got to remember that.
You mean the bureaucracy that runs under the executive order or executive branch?
No.
The executive branch bureaucracy?
No, it's not executive branch bureaucracy. This bureaucracy is above the executive branch, and this is the problem in the country.
How?
Because
you mean with the power that they actually exert? Not, I'm talking about.
Let's all talk at once. Everyone loves that.
Hold on.
Bruce, this is your show. Take control.
Shut up. Everyone just shut up. Okay. I was working in healthcare at the time. Okay. And at the time, hospitals were given money if a death was reported as COVID. So they were all putting COVID on there to get more money.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
That is the bureaucracy I'm talking about. That is above what the president is doing.
Yes.
The president has so many tens of millions of ridiculous things like this that is going on. There's no way any president can do all that. That's why I'm a big get rid of all these bureaucracies. And it isn't the president, and it isn't the presidential edict and stuff that's going. That would have happened whether he made that edict or not, because these bureaucracies were just going to do this thing. Because if you look at the laws that are written, Congress has a lot more to do with those. The bureaucracies are formed in Congress. They're not formed from the president. The president is in charge of, say, the Department of Education. He could go in there and say, we just don't have a Department of Education anymore. Let's get rid of it. He should. All right.
The president that created the Department of Education created it from an executive order because they fall under the executive branch of the government.
Right. Correct. So they can get rid of it in the stroke of a pen. Nothing that president does in that executive branch and executive order in that bureaucracy can happen without being funded by the House of Representatives. And that is where the power lies. It's not in the president. The president can make an executive order they want, and the House of Representatives can just say, no, we're not spending the money on that. And it doesn't have to go to the Senate. And this is another thing. This is a problem because they send those bills and those budgets to the Senate. Senate doesn't need to sign off on shit. Neither does the president. The House of Representatives controls the purse strings 100%, period, end of story. President and the Congress don't even need to look at it.
They can make amendments, and that's about it.
Right, but see, the thing is that...
But that's where
Congress,
the power is.
Okay, yes, and everybody always diverts to that because it's very, very easy to have 500 and something people as a scapegoat is the reason why that something didn't happen, instead of the fact that one person who controls these bureaucrat organizations like the HHS, like the NIH, like all these other fucking bureaucracies, they all are under the executive order. They are all under the executive branch of the fucking government. They execute the orders. They execute the laws.
But he's not. They don't
execute the laws. And Congress capitulates. We have no three branches of government. We have one branch of government.
Congress,
and that's the oligarchy.
Congress will make a law that says you can or can't do this. And this bureaucracy is now formed to say how you can or can't do this. And the government oversight
by the executive branch. The executive branch forms the organizations to execute the law.
The Congress doesn't have to fund anything that the executive branch says as an executive order. They can just say no.
They never do. But they never do.
They never
do say no.
But they do sometimes. And when they do,
Bruce, you're on mute.
You're on
can't
mute.
Hear you at all.
He's talking to somebody else.
Oh, but were you talking to somebody else, or were you talking to us? Because it looked like you were trying to talk to us. I'm like, well, we can't hear you.
I was.
What I'm saying is, you say it's easy to blame the Congress. You're misplacing where the power is. The Congress has the power because they can shut everything down.
But what I'm saying is it easy to blame them because that's 500 some people. That's a lot of moving parts and stuff like that.
Exactly my point.
We just need to get the supermajority again. And then every time a party gets a supermajority, they don't do dick.
Good.
The thing, and that is good. I agree. Good. But see, the thing is that all these executive branch bureaucracies are formed and live because of the executive branch.
Thank you, but they can't. They have to be funded by Congress. They cannot be funded by the president.
Yes, that's a cop out, though, guys. Is what I'm trying to say.
It's how it works.
But the Congress always says yes. So they have no power. They capitulate. That means they forfeit their power. They are a cuck sitting there watching their wife get banged by a fucking another guy. That is the Congress.
Executive order that says Bruce gets to buy the house next door and take it to my bank. My bank says fucking no. That's the way it works, man.
So that's the way it's supposed to work, but the fucking Congress is a bunch of cucks. They capitulate to everything. They have no power. And everybody who uses that as an excuse uses it as an excuse as to why.
Yeah.
They use it as an excuse as to why the president can't achieve shit when it's the president who created the order.
Follow the money.
Yeah, follow the money. Look in the president's fucking office.
Whose office?
That's where Obamacare was fucking made. Was in the goddamn White House, not in Congress.
But Obamacare was made 35 years ago. That's been sitting there waiting to be
White House with the fucking executives of the companies in there. The health companies, I could pull all this shit up. The healthcare company executives were in the office with the president and John Boner, and they fucking crafted the goddamn Obamacare. Congress was not in there.
But that's how they pushed it through. That was crafted years and years and years ago.
Yes.
And
by who? By the healthcare companies.
By bureaucrats
by
But the
bureaucrats.
healthcare companies didn't necessarily want the Healthcare Act.
The bureaucrats
Here's how it got passed. They went to the insurance companies and say, look, we know this is going to crush you guys because there's no one going to be paying in. You're going to have to cover all this shit. We got your back and we'll pay you and make sure that you're made whole through the government in the force of the government. Then the shit hit the fan and the insurance companies came back and said, hey, where's my money? The insurance companies go fuck themselves as far as I'm concerned. They should have never done this deal. And then the government said, yeah, we don't have the money, so you're gonna have to figure it out. And that's where the demise of the healthcare industry really came into play, and that's where all the healthcare started going right down the shitter. I had one of the platinum plans.
Yeah,
and
so did I.
You know, it was great.
And they came back and said, "Oh, your insurance
so here's
thing
what
is no longer good." Yeah, go ahead.
Let me finish this. This is the way that this was planned. This is the brilliance of the Obama and Boehner jackasses. Is they said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make it so you have to have health insurance. The company has to cover you, and the rates are going to go up. The coverage is going to come down. The average person, the average worker now is going to be really pissed off at their boss. It's never going to get back to us. And then we can sit there and say, your bosses are taking an advantage of you, and now we need to do this other program to bring it up. This is how those bureaucracies stack up. Now, the only control the president has over those bureaucracies really is just to say, all right, we're just shutting this off. We're not doing this anymore. And that's
ultimate control.
But it's death to them because they don't have that option. They could do it, but it would be the last thing they do. They'd be impeached. They'd be thrown in.
They'd be JFK'd. Exactly. Because JFK is the last person who actually used his executive power the right way and shut down a fucking illegal bureaucracy. He started shutting down the CIA. It was created by fucking Nazis to give him a fucking place to live. And guess what? When he fired the head Nazi, fucking John Dulles said, okay, you're out, bitch. And he's dead.
Okay.
So that's exactly what I'm saying is we are a fucking oligarchy. These three branches of governments are all fucking fallacies. They don't fucking exist. And everybody who uses Congress as the example, oh, Congress is the purse. That's because you guys are capitulating the fact that the executive branch is the one that can shut off the executive bureaucracy that you just said.
No. What I've been telling you,
he could have said, Fauci, you're fired. NIH, you're closed down. You're not doing your fucking job.
You're missing our point. What we're saying is the bureaucracy branch. These people just ride it out because these are lifetime bureaucrats that are in there that are actually running what's going on. If you want to talk about your ultimate conspiracy, that's what it is. Now, it's not a cop out saying they can just defund anything because they can. They just can't. They just won't because, like you said, they're pussies. Exactly. Because we have a full electorate of people that are completely uneducated on the civics of this country, that are just looking for a handout, and this has been a slow drip for the last 100 years, and now it's finally gets us to where we are at right now.
We are not sending our brightest fucking people into Congress anyway because they're I mean, there's a couple of them, but for the most part, they get in there. They get the taste of the power. They start getting hearing. They start buddying up to the oligarchs, and they start getting the money. And you know what? You start getting a little money. It ain't too long before you start selling out freaking some of your little principles that you think you have. Because you might think you have principles when you get in there, but once you start tasting those little weekends away and that little house that you got, and maybe that little vacation you get and that little bump on the side, and all of a sudden you are addicted just like a fucking cocaine addict, like a fentanyl addict.
There was one guy running for president this time. One guy, and that was Vivek, that said, we're going to get rid of Department of Education, we're going to get rid of the IRS, we're going to get rid of the FBI. He was like, we're going to just get rid of all of these. And you saw what happened. He was laughed at.
Yep.
And I don't mean laughed at by the people in the government. The people in government were scared shitless that he would get traction. They were scared shitless. And he was smart not to attack Trump. And so Vivek's an important guy in our history in the next 25, 30 years, I bet. Because he was the only one speaking truth to power there. He was the only one.
He was like a not Rand Paul, but a Ron Paul. I mean, basically they scared him.
But a well-spoken Ron Paul that would really has some charisma and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Like him or hate him.
It has 30 years left at least. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
mean,
Ron Paul, he looked like he was going to die back in 2008.
exactly. Same with Ross Perot. Same
Yeah.
thing. But
yeah.
See, the thing is
Anyway.
that you guys just said that Congress is a bunch of pussies.
They're
And
Yeah.
they never do what they're supposed to do.
Mhm.
Okay, well,
But people keep electing them.
the one politician who
Keep
everybody
learning.
says is not a pussy didn't take any action, and that's Donald Trump. He had the power to take action. He could have not declared a fucking national emergency and put the military in charge of the goddamn fucking pandemic that was not a pandemic.
Well,
he could
say that, but will you
he
put?
could have
say-
put he could have
well,
put
Hold on, back up.
he
back
could have
up.
put
Let's take
anybody
these one
else
at
in
a-
charge, and
one
he
at a
didn't.
time. One at a time. What did the military do?
The military pushed through the whole goddamn vaccine agenda. They
How
were
did
in
they
charge.
do that?
How?
They were the ones who were providing all of it.
Providing what?
Yeah, but they weren't forcing it. You
What
say
did they provide?
so great. You get the military, this the place you can drive in and get a shot. I mean, I remember that too, but they weren't put in charge of it. They weren't saying you got to get over here. If you weren't driving by and getting chased down by black Suburbans, dragging over to a military base and forced to take a shot, that just didn't happen.
No, that part didn't happen. But they were running the response because it was a national emergency. The whole plan that we followed was a military plan.
So how do we follow it?
DHS was fucking handling that whole thing.
Right, but so okay.
How did they follow it? I don't
so
know.
Why did like
every
three-quarters
state
of-
except for like 5 actually implemented all the fucking shit that they told them to do, including the Libertarian Bastion of Hope, New Hampshire?
Well,
That
yeah,
wasn't by
it's
the end
not.
of a gun. That wasn't by the end of a gun.
Yeah, it was all voluntary.
If it
No,
was,
you weren't made to go and take this thing. You weren't. I mean,
They shut
Totally
half the
tremendous.
fucking economy down, even here in my red state of Indiana, right? Because our pussy ass governor, who was the lieutenant governor to the
There you
vice
go.
president,
There you go.
right?
just
Exactly, right?
said it.
But look at this: all these corporations had tougher mandates than what the goddamn states had.
States,
Right?
corporations do whatever they want.
Yeah, of course they can do whatever they want, except for the fact that these corporations
whatever
are
they
directly tied in with these fucking lobbyists and all these governmental, non-governmental organizations. And what they did is they led the way. All these government organizations, or sorry, all these corporations led the way with all of these mandates, with the mask mandates, with all the fucking restrictions and everything like that, with stopping having indoor dining.
All right, now you say all these you're talking in platitudes now. What corporations? I'm with you on the pharmaceutical corporations. They're like, we can make billions of dollars on this deal. But what other corporations did it thinking that it was going to be somehow a powerful move for them to force everybody that works for them to do this?
Most of the restaurants, corporate
Healthcare did. Healthcare did. Big time.
Healthcare.
Let me see here.
Healthcare, of course, will.
Food,
Yeah,
food production, Tyson and all them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
the healthcare people that work from home like me were forced to either take the shot or you're fired.
Right.
There's that as well too, right? Which that's always been a thing with the flu shot
So,
and healthcare as
okay,
well
so
too,
back
right?
up right there at that point. There should have been massive walkouts.
And there were.
And I did.
Some.
I quit.
Yeah, you did, but
He
there
was
wasn't.
one
There
of 'em.
wasn't. There wasn't massive walkouts. There was some walkouts.
Yes.
Some,
And,
yes, exactly.
Okay,
Then
so
there was also
hold on. The company that I worked for, there was well over a few hundred people that quit, but the company said that only 25 did, which was bullshit. So there was a lot of misrepresented. This was from Alina.
Yeah.
They said that only 25 people quit when there's well over a few hundred. They had to change some of their staffing around and their wait times on their calling because they had people quitting because of their.
I remember that, Jason. But how many people do Alino employ? Thousands and
24,000.
thousands. Yeah. So and there was a few hundred.
24,000.
This is what I'm saying. It wasn't en masse. It wasn't. It wasn't 15,000 people walking out saying "fuck
No,
you."
it wasn't in mass.
It was
and a lot-
but there was 15,000 people that wanted to but didn't.
and
yes.
they couldn't.
They
No, they
could.
could. No, they could.
They could have. They could have, but they didn't want to because it was a change and they didn't want to take the change.
It was a hardship. Yep.
Because I know a lot of these people that wanted to quit because of it.
Me
They
too.
didn't want to be forced to. I worked with a lot of people, and I still am friends with some of these people, and they wanted to quit, but it's changed. And there's a good book out there called "Who Moved My Cheese," and
Yes.
they
That's a
fall
great
into that
book.
they fall into that category.
Yeah.
They also are financially hostage to that job. They fall into what Jason Stapleton calls the good job trap, right?
Absolutely.
They can't afford to leave the job
lot
that they're at.
A lot of people that I knew could have.
Yeah.
They
And the
chose
thing is
not
you
to.
could have.
But what company would have been hospitable to them?
Well, listen to this, though. They could have left their job at that point because the laws were passed in the states saying that you can't fire anybody for wanting to leave because of COVID. And if you do want to leave and not work, you can say, I left and not work. And they were paying people $600 to $1,500 a week to not
Newsom
work.
did anything
So
right,
they could have left. They didn't. And because it was change, and it was something that was uncomfortable. And this was the test of, and I don't think it was a test. I call it a test. The test of our society, because we were put under a stress test and we failed miserably.
Absolutely.
I was out there
lot of
yelling
people-
and screaming like crazy, and all I got was beat down as hard as they possibly could.
And
Me
I
as well.
I quit. I would not follow suit.
Yep.
Me as well. I had the same situation, and I
And there
ended
wasn't
up
enough
doing,
of us.
changing the test. No, there wasn't. And
wasn't enough of
see,
us.
that's what I'm trying to say is when all of these different systems were following a directive from the top to reduce, restrict, shut down, either partially or in total, that put the stress test on the people that said, hey, look, you now have an economic and a financial gun at your head. You have a lifestyle gun at your head. You want to go, but you want to start going back to concerts again. You want to be able to go out to eat with your family again.
Yep.
You want to be able to work again. Do this now. See, they don't have to come around with the SS vans and the black vans like they do in China and shit like that and actually forcibly inject people or take them away if they disobey.
They just have to slightly inconvenience.
They just have to make sure that 75% of America is living check to check.
And why is that?
They have to make, and why is that? Because
why is Americans so afraid of being inconvenienced?
I don't know why.
Because we've been conditioned to have a life of abundance
you.
and
That's
uber
right.
convenience,
They didn't
right?
have, in China, they don't have that.
Exactly.
In Russia, they didn't have that. In Europe, they didn't have that. And freaking, any of those other countries, they don't have that.
Exactly.
So,
And see, that's one of the
so
things.
So it was so easy for them to do it to us because we don't want to be inconvenienced. We don't want to pay freaking more than a fucking dollar for a fucking Big Mac.
Nope.
We don't want to pay more than a freaking dollar for anything because now China's fucking, now a dollar store is now a fucking $1.98 store, whatever the fuck it is.
Right.
But the fact is that Americans don't want to be inconvenienced. Any inconvenience from the top or the fucking bottom, anything like that is gonna make us capitulate.
And see, you not only have shrinkflation, but then you also have artificial shit that goes into your food to make it still be the same price, but it's garbage shit now because the quality has went down.
But the way that you present it is that this all happened like,
because of the
at
president.
Time, or at that time when all this stuff that we've been talking about and all the stuff that we ever talk about has been going on for years and years and decades and decades and decades.
For 100 years.
For 100 years, and it all just fucking communist, and it's not gonna fucking stop, dude. It's not gonna stop Trump. We listened to a great speech tonight. It was a good fucking speech, but you know what? He's not gonna fucking stop doing any of this shit that's happening. Why? Because the fucking Congress is gonna capitulate to the fucking money, and even though that Trump can't get bought, he's gonna be if he gets elected, he's gonna be a lame duck president. Why? Because he can't run another fucking time, so he's gonna be a lame duck. First thing out the fucking gate the Senate's going to do, or the freaking Democrats are going to do, is they're going to try to impeach him for some stupid fucking thing. I'm sure the freaking documents are up already. But the fact of the matter is that he can't be bought. He says he can't be bought, but he's bought by the people that freaking got him to where he's at, right? But Congress is still bought by every fucking piece of shit fucking corporation that has been there for the last fucking several decades.
Chris Ann Hall put it the best way. We have a car that's broken down. We keep replacing the driver, thinking it's going to change when we need is a fucking mechanic.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
The mechanic fixes the machine. And
you
the
know
machine is what's running things right now. And the mechanic, the machine will just ride out whatever because there'll be things that each president will do through executive order and the bureaucracy that is the United States government that is running the show, that are people that have been there for 30, 40, 50 years. And we'll actually just say, okay, we're going to move this down. We're going to notch this back 10%, or okay, the guy's in now that we can do it, so we can go this back up 50%. And then the next guy come in, we're going to notch it back down 10. Well, you've just had a 40% gain in bullshit that you're not going to stop. The president doesn't matter who it is. The Congress is all that matters, but the Congress has nothing to worry about because the people are so fucking stupid. They won't vote people in there that have balls to do what they want to do en masse.
Yep.
And then the people won't do what they want to do either. You know who can be bought since Trump can't? J.D. Vance. He's got his whole life ahead of him. He's got a young family.
Is that right?
And he's got a future in politics.
That's right.
He is the LBJ to Trump's JFK. That's what's going to happen. I see it.
He's the biggest fucking sellout, he says, in the world, dude. If he fucking gets the right money, So we got to talk about Aaron. We got to worry about him.
Oh, dude, man! If they give me the right amount of money, I'll become a eugenicist.
There you go. See, there you are. See, there's an amount of money you can be bought with.
There's principles. There's principles, and there's principles. And
exactly.
You either have them or you don't.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's principles, and there's the principle I got to pay on my mortgage every month.
Well, we got the next spaces that we have to do in the morning, so I'm gonna be up very early. And boy,
I'm going too.
Hey, it's already tomorrow here.
1 o'clock, dude.
Tomorrow here too.
Want to thank all you guys. Want to thank all you guys on X, on Facebook, on Rumble, and every place else that you heard us for. And we want to thank you for being here. Yeah, go ahead, Jason.
Look what I just finished.
Look at that.
We the people have had enough.
We have had enough. And
you spelled people wrong.
Yeah, you need to make one that says "We the people." We can keep taking more shit.
What was that, Marcos?
You need to make one that says "We the people will continue taking more shit."
I don't think anybody will buy it, but I can make it.
Oh, yeah, but just because they know it's the truth. I mean, you don't see a fucking abusive dad that wears a shirt that says "abusive dad."
You need to make one that's just a shit sandwich that says for we the people. For we the people, shit sandwich.
It's been real. We'll see you guys.
Yeah, Bruce. We'll see you guys too. I'm gonna leave too.
On the X Spaces in the morning, man.
Appreciate all 6 of y'all still tuned in.
Yes.
Yeah, 6 people still tuned in at the end.
Peace, guys.
Awesome.